Get Nasty on a Monday. It's a Fast Lane on 101 ESPN with Andrew Marsh, Carey Davis, and Jamie Rivers. I'm Anthony Stalter. Cardinals pummeled most overrated team in Major League Baseball over the weekend. Those Los Angeles Dodgers overpaid. Absolute phonies. Bunch of frauds.
Pretenders, man.
Absolutely. You know those lists that they do? Contenders, pretenders?
Yeah.
I think you got to put the Dodgers in that pretender list.
What about smoke and mirrors?
Smoke and mirrors is probably a more apt claim. Good call there, Marsh.
Never use that.
That'd be you, Jamie. And we appreciate you. Marsh, welcome back.
Oh, thank you.
Good to see you again, pal.
It's great to see you guys.
Marshy, how was your Friday?
Oh, it was good. I had a great time. Got up early, played some golf.
Little golf on the links, huh? Saw
Some
that.
golf, and then went to hang out with some buddies for the weekend, and it was a good time. I'm happy to be back, though. Talk some sports.
Good. Well, let's do that. Highs and lows from the Cardinals-Dodgers series. Jamie, actually, you know what, CD? Why don't you kick us off?
Yeah,
And
since,
if you want to start with the lows, we certainly understand.
Go with the Dodgers.
I always want to start with the highs, man.
Why don't we should have Carey put the red glasses on for the highs.
No.
And then put the blue glasses on for the lows.
That's
it ain't
appropriate.
gonna get that much lower for the blue glasses. But what I would say is, I mean, things tend to come full circle. Yeah, it comes back around. The Cardinals were outstanding, man. Like the Cardinals they are a fun group to watch. I truly am loving like Jordan Walker's progression, what he's doing at the plate, the patience, the timely hitting, driving the ball, hitting for power. You know, all of the things that people said he was unable to do. Get rid of him. He sucks. He's terrible. We heard all of those conversations. You know, I couldn't even. I literally have no clue how often we were getting those texts the last few years, and we still get a few texts here and there. Man, it'll come back to normal. Yeah, you know, some people they just hate everything. But for me, watching him in the middle of the lineup is outstanding, and just the progression, the maturation. It looks like he's having fun. He's not only doing it with his arm, with his legs, with his glove, with his bat. I don't know, Anthony, they call that a five-tooler. You know what I mean? Five-tool player. And you know, I'm going to make a bold statement right here. If we were having the MVP voting right now, Jordan Walker would be top 3, in my opinion. Based on what he's doing defensively, based on how he controls the runners, and they're trying to get an extra base, based on how he's hitting. Find me 3 guys that are better. Jamie, you got that look on your face. Find him.
Well, you just played one of them, but he'll get better.
Shohei? I agree.
I mean, no, he's definitely on the list. He's
That's
on the
only one
podium.
more spot then.
Well, find me another one.
Won't take me very long, Carey, but I
Sure
like
it
your
will.
enthusiasm. I do. I like your local
I
enthusiasm.
love my Cardinals, man. Born and raised
Yep.
here in St. Louis.
My high, one of my highs, is going to be maybe a little outside the box, but it was really good to see it happen, was Matthew Liberatore going as deep as he did into that game and having the success that he had. He gave up 2 runs, but it's the Dodgers. And he did a great job on Shohei Ohtani. Ohtani stayed hitless against Liberatore. It's hitless for the game, for that matter. But Matthew Liberatore, for me, that was one of the big question marks heading into the weekend. I was happy to see that. I loved watching McGreevy pitch, and Dustin May. I mean, it was fine. It wasn't great. It was fine. But, you know, the young pitching, again, McGreevy continues to impress. But Liberatore with a nice bounce back.
Yeah, absolutely. That was certainly one of my highs as well. Carey touched on Jordan Walker. So in game 1, Walker was 4 for 4, 2 doubles, couple of runs driven in, couple of runs scored, 3-run homer in game 2. That home run extended his hit streak. He raised his average 308 at that point. Looked like the best hitter in the series, which is crazy to think about. given what the firepower that's on the other side with the Dodgers. Now, I'm just talking about that series, but again, Jordan Walker looked like one of, if not the best hitters in the series. But Matthew Liberatore in Game 1 going 5 2/3, two earned runs. Really nice bounce back outing. And you're right, Jamie. The thing that we discussed going in was whether or not Matthew Liberatore was going to pitch deeper into this one than he did in the previous start. This has become an issue with Liberatore. And while 5 2/3 certainly wouldn't get, Bob Gibson excited today. Like 5 2/3 for Matthew Liberatore right now, you take, and you hope to build upon it. Now, Michael McGreevy, too, in Game 2, I thought he looked sharp. 6 scoreless innings, limited damage, despite allowing some traffic. So I thought those two pitchers really set the tone to keep the Dodgers quiet over those first 2 games, certainly series, and set the tone for the series. I mean, you won the series on Saturday with that victory. Highly impressive. Marsh, you're high.
Oh, it's got to be the defense.
Sorry, you're high for the Cardinals, not. That wasn't a claim.
We don't know
that. Was a question.
We don't know it to be true or not true.
He's at work.
You don't have
Very
to.
true.
You know what, Marsh? You don't even have to acknowledge it.
Keep the feet moving.
No, I want you to acknowledge your highs for the Cardinals series against the Dodgers.
So it was the defense. 4 double plays turned on Saturday. You had an amazing play by J.J. Weatherholt. Not once, but twice. He ends up spinning around, throwing it to Mason Wynn. They turn a double play, huge double play. Obviously, he dives and catches that laser beam and then throws it to Burleson. There was some, like you just mentioned, there was traffic on the base paths for Michael McGreevy, and his defense came out huge, and he even made a nice play as well, thrown to second over to first, and the team getting out of that jam. But I thought the defense looked fantastic this weekend, especially up the middle.
Yep.
I know we're going to talk about that later because it has been something to behold.
Power was there as well. You had Gorman, Burleson, Walker with home runs, multiple multi-hit games as well for Walker and Burleson. Ivan Herrera and Mason Wynn, so a couple of guys with a couple of multi-hit games. So not just one guy in the lineup doing a whole bunch of damage, but the depth was there. You got some momentum, too. You entered Game 3 on a 6-game winning streak. Now, you couldn't get it done yesterday because the bats went cold against Wrobleski. But overall, just a tremendous series. And again, I feel like whether they sweep like they did with the Pirates or they take 2 of 3 from a World Series champion like the Dodgers, I feel like we're nitpicking a little bit from the lows. One of the lows, though, Game 3, the bats did go quiet. So you had an opportunity to sweep the series, extend the winning streak, just scored the 1 run, couldn't solve Wrobleski, who went 6 scoreless.
Yeah, I'm going to piggyback off of that. Victor Scott just continues to struggle at the plate. 0 for 4 on Friday, 0 for 2 on Saturday. He did have a walk and then didn't play in the last one. So the offense continues to struggle for him. His defense is sound. Obviously, made a couple of really nice catches. He moves around the center field very, very well, but the bat has gone very, very quiet for him.
Right.
I won't have any lows. I've been picking on this bullpen.
Here's this guy.
Been talking crazy because they've been struggling. To me, it would be nitpicking to have lows from this series. As you said, you won 2 out of 3 versus the Dodgers. Those first 2 games, the bats were the entire lineup doing what they've done pretty much all season long. The pitching has been very good. The thing I liked, and this is not a low, but McGreevy, even when he had the performance that he had, they interviewed him the next day, and he's like, I was not happy with my performance. Like, he wants more. So you're not going to get many lows from me. You want me to give you a low? Shohei Ohtani for the Dodgers stunk. And that's a high for the Cardinals. But it's a low for the Dodgers. There you go.
Wow.
Over.
Okay.
Yeah, I had him in hits, runs, RBI. He got nothing. So
Yeah, no.
That's great.
yeah, got a 0.
Sorry,
Should have had the over in the Avs game last night.
Holy smokes.
Yep.
Probably could have
15
taken
goals.
the alternate.
I mean, everything. You could have won team total, first period, second period, third period, game total, live plays, 15 goals.
Yeah.
Thank you very large.
I was talking with my buddy last night, and I told him, hey, I want you to guess the score of the Avalanche Wild game. It was a 3-goal there was a 3-goal differential. It took him like 10 minutes to figure out the score.
Hey, guys, can we talk about attendance going up at Busch Stadium?
Just win, baby.
34,000
Seriously,
change.
Just win.
That's it.
Just win
on
games.
Saturday, and then again 36,000. This is announced attendance, of course.
Sure.
Think of it what you will, but I tell you what, watching the game Saturday looked a lot busier in the crowd than it has for a really long time.
And
Cardinal baseball as we know it.
I actually thought, who did they play last weekend or their last home series? Seattle.
Seattle had quite a bit.
Yeah, on that Friday night game, I thought there was more of a buzz in the crowd and a more full stadium. So, yeah, it's certainly great to hear. By the way, Thomas Ajacey, a little bit of news. Thomas Ajacey was sent down. He was optioned to AAA Memphis. No surprise, really. I mean, this is somebody that hasn't seen a lot of playing time. And you can't have a young guy like Ajacey who has hit just 170 to start the season, rotting on the bench, not getting any playing time. So I think this makes a lot of sense. Nathan Church sucking up most of the at-bats in left field. Ajacey hadn't played in a week, so he's going to get more playing reps at Memphis. So I'm glad to see that. Now, Cesar Prieto will take Ajacey's spot on the active roster. He's kind of an interesting player because this was somebody that's just kind of a pure hitter. So I wonder if he can carve out maybe some pinch hit opportunities and sees a role that, Thomas Ajacey could not. It's Fastline on 101 ESPN 212. Your time check brought to you by Clarkson Jewelers, an officially licensed Rolex jeweler. We have a lineup for tonight's game, so we'll play the lineup game next. Massive game here in the Fast Lane on 101 ESPN tonight. The Cardinals will open up a brand new series against the hated Milwaukee Brewers. That first pitch will be at 6:45 tonight. Kyle Leahy versus Chad Patrick. Chad Patrick of the Brewers, a right-hander, boys. So, without further ado, Carey.
Show us JJ Weatherholt.
What's the best kind of firework to buy?
Wouldn't you like to know, weather boy?
Well, I'm going to stay strong here with Ivan Herrera. Show us, Herrera.
What's your favorite position?
Designated hitter.
That's cool with me. It's not my favorite, but I'll do it for you.
Hang on a second. You just said Yvonne. What happened to the whole
we're
Yvonne?
back to
idea?
Yvonne.
Here on Friday, Carey decided
back to Yvonne.
Yeah.
No, Carey said it's no. I guess it's Ivan now.
Carey screwed the pooch.
listen.
Remember how much Carey was like in our face about Ivan? He changed back on
We're
Friday.
back to Yvonne until further notice.
Was that
I'll
like
let y'all
an
know.
inside joke for the players or something?
Nah, I don't know. We're back to Yvonne until further
messed up.
notice.
Carey
Carey
heard
messed up.
Jordan Walker say, "Big I,
He called him Ivan.
Ivan," and after that was it.
And
That's
then-
it. Gospel.
Everyone else calls him Yvonne. On the radio, at least.
Yeah.
When I'm listening, I'm like, okay, then maybe it's Yvonne.
One guy screwed up Herrera's name, and
I believe calls him Yvonne as well.
Carey went for it.
Is that like us calling Jamie Barry?
Maybe.
I don't think
No,
so.
but
little
it's
different.
not because really it's Barry.
Okay.
Like calling
Yeah,
you
yeah.
Jaime.
That would be right in certain parts of the world.
Okay.
But not here. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. Marsh, go ahead and show us Alec Burleson, please.
He's not some magic star.
What? You're insane. He's a huge star at this specific sliver of time.
You miss one day, and all of a sudden, their names start to change.
Yeah, that's the
There's a
thing.
lot
You
of things that
can't
happen
take
sometimes.
days
Yeah,
off.
I guess not.
No days off.
days off.
Show us Jordan Walker.
That one touched the ground. That one touched the ground.
What's going on there? I'm just fixing something that's been bugging me.
Wait a minute. What have we here?
Guys, before we go any further, do you think there's, like, remember early in the season, Ollie was getting a lot of guys off their feet early. Haven't seen a lot of guys off their feet here recently.
Yeah. Ollie wants to win, baby.
Like JJ had what the hamstring that they were worried about, and then, Herrera, he was a catcher DH, may not play every game. Walker, get him off his feet a little bit. Like, no chance of that happening right now, is there?
They're rolling.
Yeah.
They're rolling. Time to stockpile
I
dubs
ain't mad
when
about
you're
it.
when you're this hot.
What's it? Are we RHP tonight?
Yes.
Yes.
This is easy. Go ahead.
Show us Nolan Gorman.
We need 38 home runs, 120 RBIs.
I'm ready to go in, Coach. Just give me a chance. I know there's a lot riding on it, but it's all psychological.
See, the engine's running, but nobody's behind the wheel.
Yeah. Good point. All right. Show us Mason Wynn.
Shortstop.
I got
That's
you.
right. Now and forever, shortstop.
We aren't in the top 10.
Wait.
This is bull.
He's the best in the business.
Best arm in baseball.
You don't remember?
She thinks
Yeah.
he'll be home soon.
You don't remember Finkel's parents?
Wow. Ray Finkel's house. Can't wait to meet him. Ray ain't coming home. All right.
All right. So the biggest debate of the day is Herrera catching or DH?
Who's pitching?
Kyle Leahy.
No, he only catches for Palante and
Palante.
McGreevy, right?
Yep.
So this is Pajes catching. I would assume that this is Nathan Church in left field, though.
Yeah, and then Pajes.
Then Pajes.
I'm with Carey on this one. Go ahead.
Show us Nathan Church.
I believe in the Church of Baseball. I've tried all the major religions and most of the minor ones.
Show us Pedro Pajes.
Now, you see what I did there, kids? I didn't even try to go for that ball. Most coaches will tell you, drop down, try to block the ball, but that's dumb. This position is called catcher. It ain't called drop and block the ball like a
Scott back in?
Yeah.
Okay. Show us Victor Scott II.
Feels good going fast.
I guess I was going about 65 tops.
All right.
All right. Go ahead. Marsh, run that thing.
All right, leading off, second baseman JJ Weatherholt batting second, your DH. Ivan Herrera batting third, playing first base. is Alec Burleson. Your cleanup hitter in right field, Jordan Walker. Batting fifth, playing third base, Nolan Gorman. Batting sixth, the shortstop, Mason Wynn. Batting seventh in left field is Nathan Church. Batting eighth and catching, Pedro Pajes. And batting ninth in center field, Victor Scott the second.
Go Phil! I don't believe what I just saw. Home run.
I don't think anybody got anything on Friday.
Carey did. Carey picked up a point.
Nice job, Carey.
Alec Burleson.
Oh, yeah.
Way to go.
Thank you.
Oh, Carey.
Put him on the board.
Really happy for you.
Is that just 1 point?
Just 1 point. Yep.
Yeah.
Jordan Walker at a home
one-pointer.
run.
Yeah, Anthony, he did that on Saturday.
That counts.
Nope.
I don't think it does.
Nope.
I don't think it does.
Kind of for the Cardinals, just not for you.
Not for you.
Well, I don't like that. All right. So the latest standings then would be
I have 8 points. Anthony, you have 6. Jamie has 5, and Carey has 3 now. I am going to go with Jordan Walker.
all right. Give me Nolan Gorman.
Give me
Do it.
Ivan/Ivan Herrera. Can't bail now.
Got to happen sometime.
At some point.
You ever thought maybe if you didn't pick him, he'd start hitting more home runs?
If I don't pick him, he'll hit one, and then I want to smash my face off a wall.
But you'd be doing a real solid for the team.
Yeah, what team?
The Cardinals.
Why? He's on base every game anyways.
It'd be nice if he
Speaks the truth.
touched all
he's
the
not wrong.
bases.
He did.
He does
Gets
when
home all
Jordan
the time,
Walker
actually.
or
Jordan
Burley
Walker
comes
shoves
up.
ahead and got
Yep.
Gorman that clears the bases. This is a great formula.
That's okay.
I don't
You
know
want to be
why-
selfish, that's fine.
What's your problem with the way the Cardinals are winning right now?
I'm just
He
saying.
doesn't like it.
He doesn't like it.
Okay.
You want one guy to be successful instead of the whole team.
Yeah.
No, I want all of them to be
They
successful.
are right now, are they not?
They are, yeah, they are.
I'm just checking.
All right. All I heard is that the reason the Cardinals are winning is because Jamie keeps losing at the home run derby.
And if that's the sacrifice it takes, Marshy, I'm here to do it.
Team player.
You're welcome, St. Louis.
Carey, who do you have?
Mason Wynn.
It's mighty big of you, Jamie.
Listen, all roads lead to him being. Whatever goes right, Jamie did it.
Yeah.
Whatever goes wrong, Jamie was nowhere around.
Carey, you're getting it.
He was the reason that Adam Wainwright picked up that 200th win.
Well, look, he saw what another old man could do early on, and he said, I can do better. And he did.
See?
Did Jamie throw out the first pitch?
He did.
Or did he not?
He did.
Okay.
Did I fist bump Wayno? I did. I gave him the magic. We fisted. Just like that.
I bet you like that.
At first, he was a little scared, but he enjoyed it.
Good.
Interesting.
He thought to himself, boy, I'm going to pitch a gem, and I don't know why.
He says, this guy with the gray beard, he's a little wonky, but I think he's on something.
You know, the last time Jamie was on the mound, he threw a no-hitter.
He did, yeah. What level?
That was U14.
U14. You're 14 years old?
Yeah.
Do they have U14?
I don't know what they call it. It was
Yeah.
14
You were
years
just
old.
14 years old. It sounds
I was
right.
pitching for the Eastern Ontario Little League World Series team.
What was the nickname?
You know, Eastern Ontario.
No nickname?
No.
You didn't call yourself something?
Yeah, the Pirates. I don't know. The yellow jersey with the black pants.
Makes sense. Did your dad coach?
No, he hated baseball.
And then he told Jamie, son,
Yeah.
you should probably play hockey.
Yeah. Did your dad coach your hockey teams?
1 year. And we lost 2 games that year.
And that's it?
That's it.
Out of how many? 20?
Oh, no, like 60.
Really?
Yeah, our team was unbelievable.
Why did you only do it for the 1 year?
Because after that, I was like on the next levels.
Okay.
And needed to be coached by somebody else. He wasn't going to coach me all the way up to junior hockey. So he's like, I've done my part here. He backed away. Had 1 more year of youth hockey, then I was playing junior.
Did he coach Sean's teams?
No, never. Not once.
No.
No.
He had a heck of a winning percentage.
He went out on top.
Yeah.
He certainly did.
We call him Chief Rolling Puck. He was great. He got out there. It was unbelievable. I thought he's going to screw this up for sure. Well, your dad coaches you. Everything's fine. But he had a squirrely way of coaching me and my brother. Like it was not the hey guys, work hard, be this. It was way different, the advice we were getting. Like, if you won't hit a guy from behind, you're scared of him because you're scared of the repercussions. Like, things like that.
Yeah.
And you're like, okay, this man's going to be coaching everybody now?
My buddies?
The other parents going to be like, what? Why is little Johnny clubbing that kid in the head?
Coach Rivers told me. If I'm not...
He had a thing.
I'm afraid to hit from behind.
I'll disclose this right now because my dad's passed away, so it's statute of limitations. It's good. But what he told us, we were 12 years old, I think 13 years old.
Playing 13U.
I was called something different. But anyways, he says, I know you guys are going to get mad. You're going to want to get even, but we're all about discipline. All this was great. Okay, take one for the team. Doesn't matter, blah, blah, blah. He goes, but we get up by 3 goals or more, you guys give me the numbers, and we'll make sure we get those kids. So, like 3 minutes left in the game, like, Coach, number 17, you want him? Yeah, go get him. And some kid would just get whumped.
Secure the win.
And then the referee would be like, what's going on? And my dad's like, I don't know. These kids are crazy.
I can't control them right now.
But his thought process was, I can keep everybody under tight discipline.
Yeah.
But I have to let it out at some point. And it's better to let it out when you're way ahead in a controlled way than to just let these kids go wild.
Right.
So there was like thought process there.
Hey, man was 60-2. He knows what he's doing.
Definitely.
All right, it's Fast Lane on 101 ESPN. What are the biggest lessons thus far that the Blues can learn from the playoffs thus far? We're in that next on 101 ESPN. Hey, if you ever looked at your kitchen and you think, well, you know what, this doesn't work anymore. Doesn't work for us. Doesn't work for our family. Maybe your family has expanded. Maybe everything just feels outdated in the kitchen. Regardless of the reasons, give my friends at Mosby Building Arts a call. They're outstanding in so many different ways, which I'll get to, but I do want to get to the best offer that they have going on right now, because throughout the month of May, they've got their May Freebies event, and you can get a free tile backsplash with your kitchen remodel. If you don't want to do the free tile backsplash, you want to maybe just take 5% off the entire project, you can do that instead. During their May Freebies event at Mosby Building Arts, they give you a couple of different options. But the reason to call them above all else is that they offer custom design, expert craftsmanship, and one team handling everything. It's one of the aspects about Mosby that I love the most. They don't just take your business and then they contract the work out to anybody else, and it's like nobody's really held accountable. When it comes to Mosby, everybody's in-house. They're designers, they're architects, they're engineers, they're plumbers, electricians. You get the idea. Everybody is under Mosby. Everybody works for Mosby. They're the same team. You'll have your team that's working on your projects, and they can stay on schedule or ahead of schedule. They can deal with any sort of issues that might pop up. Their pricing is always up front and fair. Mosby's outstanding. Give them a call, 314-909-1800. Mosby Building Arts, the right remodeling company. That offer ends May 31st.
101 ESPN Sports Center.
I'm Andrew Marsh. It's time for a Sports Center update brought to you by Saliga Heating and Cooling. The Cardinals take 2 of 3 from the Dodgers over the weekend, and now they'll take on the Milwaukee Brewers. Kyle Leahy on the mound tonight for the Cardinals. First pitch is at 6:45. The Cardinals currently tied for second place in the NL Central. They sit 2 games back of first place behind the Chicago Cubs. Tonight on 101 ESPN, we'll have Game 1 between the Knicks and the 76ers. Pre-game starts at 6:30. Tip-off is at 7. I'm Andrew Marsh, and the Sports Center update is brought to you by Saliga Heating and Cooling, a Daikin heating and air conditioning dealer.
NHL playoffs continue to roll on here. What a game last night. If you don't like goaltending or defense. Avs win 9-6 over the Wild.
Which game were you watching?
Well, if you watch the Montreal-Tampa game, it was all defense and all goaltending. Montreal, by the way, upsets Tampa. They win 2-1 in Game 7, and Montreal advances. That's got to be exciting. Let's just start there. That's before we dive into like the Blues aspect of this. Obviously, Jamie, you know that scene up in Montreal. Oof. You know how diehard those fans are. You know how diehard, specifically Canadians fans are, and how thirsty they are for a deep run here. That was really cool last night to see.
Or another element here, they're the last Canadian team standing. So
Vancouver didn't make it?
Yeah. No, well,
okay.
They're probably going to get the first overall pick. No, it's cool, man. And Montreal plays a real fun brand of hockey. Like, here's what I said to somebody yesterday is Montreal set up to be really, really good for the next 4 or 5 years. Like, really, really good. All of their best players, their core best players are young guys that they've got signed for an extended period of time. So that's really well done by Jeff Gorton and Kent Hughes, the management and the president of hockey operations. And then Marty St. Louis, he was coaching his kids, like U12 team in Connecticut, I believe is what it was at, because he finished with the Rangers and he's sitting there. And all of a sudden, he's the head coach of the Montreal Canadiens. It's not that he couldn't do it. He just hadn't done it before. And the players love him. And I can see why. Like, you watch some of the practice footage and whatnot, and he's invested, man. He's out there showing them where to go. Like, sometimes even going as primitive as, like, big markers on the ice with, like, arrows of how to angle a guy a certain way. Sounds minor hockey-ish, kind of, but the guys are they definitely know what the hell they're supposed to be doing. And then watching their reaction last night to winning the first round with their head coach was wild. And they didn't deserve it. Just be honest. They set an NHL record. Least amount of shots on goal to win a playoff hockey game.
Only one.
They had 9 shots on goal, 2 goals.
That's a great percentage.
Wow. And people will think, oh, man, the Tampa goalie had to have been crap.
No, the
great. 2 goals they scored were so out of this world. Like, the one, the defenseman was 3 feet wide of the net. And Suzuki tips the puck. It goes 3 feet wide of the net, hits the defenseman, and goes into the net.
We've seen that happen a lot.
I've seen that happen.
For the Blues.
Mm-hmm.
And then the next one was a rebound off of the glass that was bouncing, was 2 or 3 feet off the air, and the guy hits it out of the air off the back of the goalie into the net.
He's a baseball player growing up.
Yeah. Talented. But then Jakub Dobish, by the way.
Bless you.
Cool story. This kid came to St. Louis when he was like 14 years old. Lubos Bartechko used to be a former Blues player. He was working with me at Synergy Hockey, and we had, we call them our elite lessons for junior, college, and pro players. We have a skate twice a week, and they would come out, and he asked me, he says, can this kid come out from the Czech Republic? He was tall, skinny. He says, we're hoping he can play for the Blues AAA team at some point. So, okay, let him come out. Came out, he was okay, got better, worked hard, was in the gym, all these things, made the Blues AAA team, played here, and then he went on to play junior, college, and now he's the star of the show for the Montreal Canadiens.
That's cool.
So it's pretty wild to see all that.
Another cool thing, too, is when he was talking post-game with the guys in TNT, he said that he watched a lot of Jordan Binnington. They were talking about him coming out of the net, playing the puck, alleviating some of that pressure for the defense, and he mentioned Jordan Binnington, who happened to be the last goaltender who was a rookie to win Game 7 on the road. So now Binnington and Jakub Dobiš are in the same sentence when it comes to that.
Well, and he also said, because anybody who followed Montreal will know this, anybody who didn't follow it, they didn't really secure any one goaltender as their guy this year. Montembeault was supposed to be their number one. He was not good. Dobiš was supposed to be the automatic, but then they brought up another goalie in the meantime. Then he was playing, this Fowler guy was playing ahead of Dobiš. So Dobiš said last night, he goes, I just feel like I've been playing Game 7s the whole season. So he's like, this was nothing.
Locked in. All right. If you were to look at the way the teams are winning right now in the playoffs, Jamie, or competing, what's the biggest lesson that the Blues can learn thus far?
We got to win the battles inside. That's all it is. You talk. Rick Bowness is on TNT last night. He's a coach for the Columbus Blue Jackets. I mean, he's been coaching in the NHL for like 40 years. And he just flat out said, all I ask of my defensemen is they get the puck past the first blocker and get it to the net. And then everybody else has to get to the net and battle. He goes, you have no idea what's going to happen from there. And obviously pucks ricochet in and whatnot. But teams who can establish that inside presence, that net front presence, whether it's offensively or defensively, those are the teams that win games in the playoffs. Doesn't mean they're going to run away with a 112, 115-point season, but they're more than likely going to get into the playoffs, and when they do, they're going to be really tough to beat. So for me, and I don't know about you, Marshy, that's the number one thing where all last season and the year before, ad nauseum, we talked about got to get to the inside, got to get to the hard areas. Well, if you're not willing or not capable of doing it, you're not going to win.
I thought the Avalanche, the way that they scored goals last night, just shows why they were the best team in the NHL. When we talked about this before, when the Blues played the Avalanche, less than a month ago, their defense, they shoot pucks on net. They get the puck, it's right off their stick, and they have guys in front. You saw Cale Makar score twice, basically the same exact shot with guys in front. And then on the flip side, blocking shots, which led to a Nazem Kadri goal. So when you talk about trying to get the puck towards the net, you can't get it blocked, for one. And we saw Colorado do a good job at that. But then on the flip side, offensively, use the defense, man. Get to the front of the net. You have no clue what's going to happen. We just mentioned one of those goals in the Montreal and Tampa Bay game, where if you just fire a puck on net, it could ricochet off anything or anybody and go in, and that could be the difference in the game. It could be the difference in the series. And I thought Colorado did a great job of that last night. That was a fun game to watch. A lot of high-octane
Except
offense.
for the coaches involved.
Oh, my gosh. Well, yeah. As a fan, though, you're like, oh, my goodness, what is going on? Can we mix in a save here? But I thought it was fun. But watching that game, it was quick. It was fast. And then I was thinking, do the Blues have that? Could the Blues keep up in a game like that?
I would. I mean, look, if the Blues play at that level, or at least they're a playoff team, I think they would ratchet it up. I don't know. You guys know more than I do in terms of hockey, but when it comes to regular season play versus playoff, I think any team can get to that speed level because now it's urgency. Every save matters. Every hit matters. I think they could play with that same urgency. It's just whether or not they can be consistent in regular season and even make the damn playoffs.
Yeah, but that's the whole thing right there. The fact that you said, I think that they could do that, ramp it up. No, it's a way of playing, bottom line.
But you can't play that way for 82 games.
Well, the Florida Panthers do.
And where are they right now?
There's lots of teams that play that style of game. Yeah. Now, it's not always, as crazy in regular season as you see in the playoffs. There's lots of things that heighten in the playoffs. Mm-hmm. But your brand of hockey has to be the same as it was throughout the regular season because it's way too hard to be a team that just kind of gets their and then all of a sudden you're like, oh, yeah, we're going to flip the switch over here. Mm-hmm. It doesn't work that way. Teams have tried it. And that's when they failed. First round exit, second round exit. You're like, what the hell happened? That team was so good because they waited and then they tried to turn it on. And then if there's any unlucky play, like last night, Tampa, Montreal. Tampa, I think, didn't really turn it on until late in the series. And then when they did, a couple of bad bounces ruined them.
Sure.
So the way your brand of hockey has to be something that starts in October, carries you to the playoffs, and then your brand of hockey can be, spiked come playoff time. You can add to it.
Yeah, that makes sense. All right, it's Jamie Rivers, Carey Davis, Andrew Marshall, Anthony Stalter. It's Fast Lane on 101 at ESPN. Is it really as simple as winning, or is winning playing, or is it all about winning playing a certain way when it comes to these Cardinals? We'll talk about that next on 101 ESPN. So if you've been listening to the spots before with Don's Garage Doors, you know that I had the Don's Garage Door people come out last Friday. First of all, the technicians couldn't have been more, nicer. They couldn't have been more educated. Their training, as I've come to find out, they have an extensive training for Don's Garage Door, so their technicians know exactly what's going on with the garage door. And you might be thinking, wow, it's just a garage door, right? That's the heaviest piece of equipment that you have in your entire home. So if you try to do any sort of repairs yourself without that training, you could suffer a serious injury. So don't do that, first and foremost. But when it comes to Don's Garage Doors, they taught me so much about how to extend the life of the motor, for example, and whether or not the motor is hanging a certain way, and if it's providing too much stress on the door and the door closes down, it shuts harshly. If the door weighs too much as it's coming down, that could be a problem in your motor. Instead of lasting 25, 30 years, it only lasts 8 to 10, and then you're replacing it, right? So when it comes to Don's Garage Doors, you get kind of an education about the garage doors as well. But from a technology standpoint, had a new keypad put on there where if we wanted to, we can have drivers drop things off, and we can all control from our phones. You can see what's going on, all the activity with the cameras, know who's coming in and out, whether or not a kid. I got 3 kids, whether or not they're running in and outside the garage, or any sort of safety issues there. Don's Garage Doors set us up with the best technology, and again, delivered an outstanding education. I couldn't recommend Don's Garage Doors any more than I just have. When it comes to any sort of emergency service, they provide 24/7 emergency service. Whether you want to completely replace your garage door, they can do that as well. Or you just want to take advantage of kind of some tune-ups that they have. Again, give them a call, 866-4-DONS-DOOR, 866-4-DONS-DOOR, or visit donsgaragedoors.com.
One, I appreciate it. The players appreciate it because they feed off of that. And it was a really, really good environment. And we said it before, man, you can't just ask them to come out. You have to play a certain way where you earn it. You earn them coming back into the stadium. And I think our style of play has been consistent. This city is used to seeing a certain style of baseball, and you got to be clean defensively. You got to run the bases hard. You got to play the game all 9. I feel like our young dudes are doing exactly that. So I'm proud of our group for the way they're going about it, and I appreciate people showing up the way they have over the last couple homestands. It's been a lot of fun.
So that was Ollie Marmol, Cardinals manager on the Matrix Midwest. It was the Sunday postgame, so it was yesterday's postgame, Matrix Midwest on the audio there. You heard him say it. I thought it was interesting, and Jamie, I think you were thinking about this as well. Is it really as simple as just winning, or is it the kind of the style of the winning? And you heard Ollie Marmol talk about, well, the Cardinals fans appreciating a certain style. I think people are going to disagree with what I'm going to say here. But hear me out. I think it's just about the winning. I think fans in any market adapt to the team's personality when they're winning. So if this were a team that were, for example, back in the day, Whitey Ball era, fans gravitated toward that. They loved the speed, they loved the bunting, they loved the sacrifice. They adapted and adopted the team's personality. In the mid-2000s, when it's Tony La Russa and Dave Duncan and Walt Jocketty, they brought in some star players. Obviously, they drafted Albert Pujols. The power was on display. Tony La Russa's hard 9. They loved it. Cardinals fans adapted and adopted that team's personality. Yes, I think there is a style in which you have to play in order to win, but once you start to win, fans show up again. And I think that's what we're seeing now. But make no mistake, if this was a team that was just all about power and they were winning games, I think fans would be like, yeah, give me that power. It is, to me, about the winning.
Yeah.
But maybe I could be wrong, and we'll take your mic drops on this, too. Jamie and Carey will give their thoughts here, but we'd love to hear from you as well. Skyly Heating Company mic drops via the 101 ESPN mobile app powered by Dobbs Tire and Auto Centers. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe it is a style, and you'd be okay with them losing if you saw them play a certain way.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree, but then I look back at the Goldschmidt, Arenado, O'Neill, that whole thing, too. Like, those guys were boppers. And they didn't win. Like, we didn't win anything here in St. Louis.
That's the key.
But they were winning baseball games, just didn't win anything, meaning they got in every year and then didn't do anything with it. So, I maybe I'm crazy.
Well,
and maybe I'm wrong. Okay, let me reword that. Maybe I'm silly for thinking this. But for the years that I've been in St. Louis, it's been a long time now, people have talked about playing baseball the right way. Fundamentals. If I hear one more time about, the book and Whitey and the fundamentals of baseball, being a big bopper team doesn't necessarily mean you have great fundamentals. I mean, you got guys who can take it out of the park. That's part of the fundamentals.
Sure.
Don't get me wrong. But I think that Cardinals fans, and I'm seeing a number of texts now saying that even when the bullpen was blowing it was still exciting baseball. They were playing well. We enjoyed that. So I think the style of play has something to do with it, but I also feel like they've got a little bit of a blend right now, a healthy blend. They got a lot of guys who are getting on base at a pretty good clip right now, and then they do have enough power in the lineup to where they can clear off the bases. Jordan Walker, Nolan Gorman. Herrera has not come into the power zone yet this year. He's getting on base darn near every single game. What is it, 18 or something in a row, 19 in a row? So he's getting on base. He's doing his job, but he's not providing that power yet. So I don't know. I feel like maybe it's just romanticizing it a little bit. I feel like there is something to do with the fact that watching really good fundamental baseball, bunting, stealing bases, taking an extra bag when maybe you shouldn't because you've read the scouting report, I find that a lot of fun.
For me, I think it's about winning. I think it boils down to people don't want to show up for losers. You learn that at a very young age. You want to be successful, you got to win. You want the hot girl, win. If you don't, lose. That's just, Jamie knows. You win, and they tend to find you. So I think they are winning. People want to show up. People want to see it, and they're exciting to watch. Like, we can complain about the bullpen, and we have, and I'm sure a lot of fans have. One, I don't think that they should make any major adjustments based off of where they are now versus where their timeline is. Stick to the course, stay the course, and stay, doing what you're doing because it's been working out really well. But I do think it's all about how they're winning games. It's fun to watch. Nobody wants to come to the stadium to watch a team that is not good. Mm-hmm. And that's the bottom line. Like, the last few years, people weren't showing up because night in and night out, you're like, I don't know if this team has a chance to win. Now you're watching these games, you're like, I believe this team has a chance to win. Even if they're down. Even if they're down 5 or 6 runs, you're like, you know what? They can hit. They're doing a really good job, and they play sound defense. So I want to watch this team to see if they're able to come back. You don't turn the TV off because you're literally thinking, this game could be close before we know it. Mm-hmm. And that's good and bad. If you're winning, it could be close. If you're losing, it could be close. So, but I think that they are a young team that is fun to watch. And I think the most exciting part about the team as they're winning is they're doing it with young players that are going to be here for a number of years. You're going to get to watch these guys for at least 4 or 5 years. Granted, there are no major injuries and no crazy trades or, they're all under contract. You know who's going to be your shortstop. You have a good idea now who's going to be your second baseman and your right fielder and your first baseman and your DH. Like, you couldn't say that over the last couple of years. Mm-hmm. So I think that that's part of why it's so exciting to watch. They're young, they're having success, but you also know you get to grow with this team as well as you're watching them.
I think there's something about the national media starting to notice this team. Mm-hmm. I feel that sometimes. I don't know if other people do, but there's a sense of pride when the national media starts talking about this team and saying a lot of good things, because before the season started, they weren't saying a lot of good things. That's if they even were talking about the Cardinals. But now everyone's shocked that this team is where they're at, and they're starting to prop up some of the players, and those are the players that we will get to grow with. They'll be here for a minute, just like Carey just, like he just said, and they become ours. They are St. Louis right now. I think there's a sense of pride to that. So when I see them playing so well and the national media is giving this team attention, I think people want to go out and support them because they've done their job, and now it's time for the fan base to do their job as well, which is to go out and support those guys.
Well, I don't think everybody in the national media is paying attention or listening. I was listening to Eminem Hammer on the weekend. Mm-hmm. They had Doug Glanville, who was calling the Cubs game that day. Let's look at the NL Central. And I exaggerate, and I'm not joking when I tell you this. They talked about every team. It was about 5 or 6 minutes, except for the St. Louis Cardinals.
Really?
I mean the entire NL Central. They mentioned all 4 other teams and didn't mention the Cardinals one time. I'm like, my ears deceiving me? What the heck? Yeah, but so I think that there are still some people out there that are not ready to believe that this team. Now, this was obviously, I think it was Saturday, so before the second game versus the Dodgers, before the third game. So maybe that changes some opinions, but
they swept the Pirates.
Yeah.
And to that point, they still did not mention the Cardinals at all in that 4 or 5 minutes that they were talking about the NL Central. So, I sat in the car, man. Let me hear.
Give me the Cardinals.
Don't call my phone. I got the radio on. I don't want to hear nothing. I need to hear this. It's crazy. Doug, come on, man. Doug Glanville, we expect more from you, brother.
Do we?
Get him on the line. Yeah. I'm going to ask him.
I don't like this at all.
Well, how about the Cardinals, though? They play on Fox on Saturday.
I have Aaron Goldhammer's number.
Text him.
Sorry, Marsh, go ahead.
Well, I was just saying that, the Cardinals, they played on Fox. That's not the first Fox game that they played on. They played Sunday Night Baseball against the Tigers. I believe they're on FS1 tonight against the Brewers. And then next Saturday, they play on Fox again against San Diego. So they're getting a lot of national games. And I think they're showing up, man. It's really cool to see.
They absolutely are. Yeah, they absolutely are. I'll text them.
You text them and
I'll
let them
say,
know.
hey, you bum. heard a nasty rumor over the weekend.
Yeah.
You should just say, by the way, I just want to let you know that St. Louis has a baseball team. And they're in the NL Central. Have been for a while.
Maybe you heard of them.
Some guy just called me a moron.
Oh, how sweet.
They played on Fox because of the Dodgers, moron. And again, they're playing on FS1 because of the Brewers. Sorry.
Okay, yeah, that big media market in Milwaukee.
Sorry.
Got to capture those fans. All right, it's Fastlane on 101 ESPN. Andrew Marsh, Carey Davis, Jamie Rivers, Anthony Stalter. Kirby Smart says the Big Ten is the best conference in football.
I saw that. Spicy.
So now Carey Davis is like, I'm a Georgia fan now. That's next on 101 ESPN.
The Fast Lane is brought to you by FanDuel. Right now, new customers can bet $5 and get $150 in bonus bets if your first bet wins. That's right, turn $5 into $150 in bonus bets just for getting started. FanDuel makes it easier to get closer to the action, from player props on your favorite stars to all the tools you need to back them up. And some of those stars, Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, points, rebounds, and assists. That man is a point-getting individual. He will score with the best of them. Maybe you like the Spurs over the Timberwolves on the money line in Game 1 starting tonight. And the Knicks versus the 76ers should be a great matchup. Game 1 starts tonight as well. Joel Embiid came back and has been playing outstanding. It's everything you need, all in one app. So don't miss your shot. Head to FanDuel.com/local to get started. FanDuel, an official partner of the NBA. Must be 21 plus, present in Missouri. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. First online real money wager only. $5 deposit required. Bonus issued as non-withdrawable bonus bets that expire 7 days after receipt. Restrictions apply. See terms at sportsbook.fanduel.com.
Your time check is brought to you by Clarkson Jewelers, an officially licensed Rolex jeweler, with Andrew Marsh, Carey Davis, and Jamie Rivers. I'm Anthony Stalter. Kirby Smart says that the Big Ten is the best conference in football. I know, Carey, this really caught your attention.
Hard to believe.
Well, I mean, Kirby is one of the smartest men.
Wasn't difficult to catch your
in
attention.
college football. You know what I mean? He's a two-time champion.
Now he's really
as
smart.
a head coach.
Yeah.
Very, very
All of a
smart
sudden,
individual.
an
Always
SEC guy
does
smart.
a great job of getting kids to get drafted.
Sure,
Some of the best players in the country play for Kirby Smart. But I thought this was intriguing when this comment came about because he's talking about just how some of the landscape for college football has shifted. And the question he asked was, well, why has it shifted? He talked about it being the best conference and being the most competitive conference right now and that they won 3 championships in a row. But it just caught me off guard. And some of the questions that were asked were, why has this changed? And Marshy has some of the audio for it, so you can play that real quick, Marsh.
I can't figure out what it is. I just think they have a more competitive conference. Like the top of their conference, there's more good teams. It used to be, Ohio State was good. Yeah. Like Michigan was really good. When Harbaugh had a great team, Indiana's good. Like now they got Oregon. They got a draw. They have an ability to attract good players. Now, NIL has a factor too, for sure. But so does Miami. I mean, so does Florida. I mean, people have money. More people have money. That's right. So I think the talent is spread out thin. Where before in the SEC, it was a magnet to talent. The disparity was so great that it was like you couldn't mess it up. You'd win regardless. And now it's like, okay, it's more even, and it's just been 3 in a row.
So I don't know the names of the co-hosts, the guys that were on the podcast with him, but one of them mentioned part of the reason why he believes that it has shifted is because of NIL, and maybe not in the way that you think. I've often said this, and he kind of alluded to it, that, the SEC had their own rules. They were NIL-ing it before NIL was legally a thing, allegedly. That was, but they all knew in the Southern Eastern Conference that they were all doing it. So no harm, no foul, right? But they would not let an Ohio State come in to do that. They would not let a Michigan come in to do that, an Indiana now, or an Oregon, or a Penn State. So now that NIL is prevalent and the money is being dispersed from all programs, you're starting to see the talent go where they want to go, where the money goes. So that, to me, was part of it, and I've always thought that was intriguing, how the run the SEC had, they had some of the best players in the country. Now, it has shifted. The Big Ten won the last 3 championships, but the SEC still had the most players drafted in this past year's draft. Big Ten was second to them. I think SEC had 87 and Big Ten had 68. So they still have more players that were drafted. More players were drafted from the first round from the Big Ten than the SEC this year. So you're starting to see some of that landscape change, but it's just intriguing to watch college football where the SEC has been the best conference in football for a number of years, and now it seems that it's heading north.
So you're trying to tell me that the SEC used to play by their own rules with their own little brown bag of money, and you're trying to tell me that Ohio State, Michigan, so nobody ever did that in the Big Ten.
What I'm telling you is that players in Florida, Tennessee, Alabama, Georgia, those players were probably going to an SEC school because those other schools may or may not have been allowed to come in there and pursue
SEC
them in the
may or
same
may
way.
not have either. You can't play by 2 different rule books, Carey.
Jamie.
You can't.
Jamie, we know. People that know. So, it's not a huge
Michigan
secret.
doesn't exactly have a great record here of abiding by the rules. I'm not even talking recently. I'm talking about before.
I mean,
Ohio State, glitchy there too.
And when they allegedly had all those great players in basketball, what happened? They went to the national championship, but they ended up losing those championships and those banners because of impermissible benefits. Mm-hmm. So the money has been going around for a long time for different schools.
Do we really think that, for real now, Carey, try to take emotion out of this? It's going to be very difficult for you. I understand this. But do we really think that the Big Ten is that much deeper than the SEC now? Because I'm looking at it. Indiana.
The pockets, money, or the teams? Oh.
Indiana, Ohio State, Oregon. I'm not going to dispute those 3 at all. USC, Michigan, Illinois had a good year. But then, Penn State had a terrible year. But let's just say they'll bounce back because, historically a pretty good college team there. But when I go to the SEC, Ole Miss had a great year. Georgia, A&M, Alabama, Longhorns, Vanderbilt. Now, I'm not going to say Vanderbilt going to do it again by any means, but I'm just asking out of curiosity, do we really think like it's deeper in the Big Ten now than it is in the SEC?
I think that what he said was it's deeper in the top half of the Big Ten than it is the SEC. For me,
really
it's
believe that?
Yes.
Okay.
For me, it's always been in the SEC. It's been Alabama, it's been Georgia, and LSU at times. Those are the main three teams that have won the
and
national
LSU
championship.
will probably get back there next year.
And they probably will. They got Lane Kiffin back in the fold. He's gonna do a great job of recruiting and getting those guys in there. And then you'll have Texas A&M is not a championship team, but they always are right there in the conversation.
And they got the Longhorns now in the SEC.
Texas Longhorns in the conversation. But for me, it's been those three teams for the most part. And then you get your Oklahomas and your Texases, like you said. And Florida was also, but that was more so in the 90s than it has been in the 2000s, except for with the exception of Tebow and early 2000s, 2010s and on. Okay. No.
So mid 2000s.
What do you think?
I think that one of the things that we have glossed over a couple of times now is the coaching. I mean, you do not have. I mean, Carey, you've brought up this point many times, and you're right. Nick Saban destroyed a lot of coaching careers in the SEC, where the Big Ten was kind of muddling along, and they were very top heavy. Really, Saban was running good head coaches out of the SEC. They couldn't compete. Now, if you take a step back, name your top 5 head coaches. Who is
in
it?
The SEC?
No, overall.
Well, a lot of them are in the Big Ten.
Kurt Signetti, right? Yeah, Kirby Smart in the SEC, certainly. Dan Lanning at Oregon, Big Ten. Ryan Day you have to include there now, right? 3. So we've mentioned 4 coaches. 3 of them are in the Big Ten.
Right.
If we went any further, I think that you got to get into like Lane Kiffin and Steve Sarkisian, and the SEC kind of expands a little bit more. But I do think that the Big Ten now has some of the top head coaches, which goes in NIL, which goes into recruiting. When it was Nick Saban, it felt like the SEC was so dominant, and it was just best conference because Nick Saban was kicking everybody's ass.
That's always been my point. Like, if you took Alabama out, then the SEC would just be.
Well, it looks like it does now.
Correct.
It's a great conference, but
exactly. But Alabama was so dominant that and all of those other programs were losing to Alabama as well. So when they're like, "Oh, the SEC is so tough," well, it wasn't tough for Alabama. It wasn't as tough for Alabama as you all make it seem because Alabama was kicking y'all ass up and down the field every Saturday. Mm-hmm. And so it goes to your point. It's good coaching. It's player development. It's getting those players in your program and being able to develop them and then being able to keep them. I think the transfer portal has kind of shifted a lot of things for a lot of these programs as well because if you're a 4-star, 5-star kid and you're not playing right now, guess what you're doing? You're entering the portal and you're going to another school where you can play. Mm-hmm. So I think all of those things have aided in the Big Ten becoming, in my opinion, a better conference right now. Again, 3 championships in a row and kind of the SEC taking the second place in this time period.
I also think that the new playoff format factors in. I mean, Nick Saban didn't have to win multiple games just to reach the championship. Right. He had to win the SEC, which he often did.
Right.
And then he had to win, toward the end, one playoff game, get in the NCAA tournament or the championship. And then here we go. So when you look at the way the playoff tournament is now, I do think that has to factor in too. Big Ten and SEC are still the kings right now of college football. They also have the best coaches and the best players.
Agreed.
What's up, Marsh?
I'm just talking to Ryder.
Oh, I'm sorry. I thought you were laughing at the text line or something.
No,
like that.
I'm having a conversation with Ryder.
Well, what the hell?
About behind the scenes stuff.
Behind the scenes stuff?
Yeah.
Some good stuff?
Some great stuff.
Anything we can share?
Nope.
All right.
Okay.
It's understandable. Ryder's laughing. I can't see Ryder. We have the screen here, like right behind you. All I can see is Ryder's big smile, and that's it. All right, moving on. It's Fastlane on 101 ESPN. Were the veterans holding the young Cardinals back? At least one prominent MLB writer suggests that. That's next on 101 ESPN.
Hey guys, regarding the attendance, it's all about the winning. I mean, the last few years, they've had some future Hall of Famers on the roster, and that didn't make the fans rush down to the stadium. So I think you guys have a drop, or maybe one of the shows has a drop in their system that says, just win, baby. Actually, I think Randy Carricker used to play it a lot. But anyway, I mean, that's all there is to it. You win, and then they'll show up. So, and in case you can't hear, I have you on in the background. So how loyal of a listener am I? Anyway, have a good day.
Just win, baby.
There it is. Al Davis, of course. Sharon as well, loyal listener. We appreciate you, Sharon. Thank you for listening. And I couldn't agree more. And then she's referring to a conversation that we had earlier about whether or not it's a style of play for the Cardinals or is it simply just winning. I think, Jamie, you're kind of a little bit on the fence there, but Carey and I both said, hey, look, I think it's just the winning. And I do believe that the fans want to support a winner, and they'll adopt any sort of identity or personality that the team has because they're winning. It's easy to. So if you want to leave us a mic drop, you can. The Scott Lee Heating Company mic drop via the Dobbs Tire and Auto Center's 101 ESPN mobile app, just like Sharon did. We're taking those mic drops. You know, is it about the style of play, or is it simply just about the winning that has got you engaged now with the Cardinals? The reason why they're winning might be because some veteran players are no longer around.
What?
Here's what Ken Rosenthal of The Athletic said on the eye-raising Cardinals and youthful vibe. It says, young players sometimes walk on eggshells around veterans, reluctant to express themselves. The Cardinals, by trading veterans Nolan Arenado, Wilson Contreras, and Sonny Gray, effectively liberated their youngsters, allowing a new culture to form. Matthew Liberatore serves as a leader for the pitching staff. Mason Wynn, Alec Burleson, and backup catcher, I don't know, he said backup, but catcher Pedro Pajes for the position players. In recent years, St. Louis was a place where a number of young players failed only to succeed somewhere else. The Cardinals are trying to reclaim their identity as an organization built on young talents. There was also a note by The Athletic on Wilson Contreras, who, of course, now plays for the Red Sox. Marsh?
It's a different article.
Right, different article, but also from The Athletic. This is what was said by Contreras recently about the situation in Boston. He says, it's different without Alex not here, Alex Cora. But after Cora got fired, the guys got loose a little more because I feel like tension was gone. That's what I felt. That's my own opinion. When Alex wasn't in the dugout anymore, the team was kind of like loose. But that doesn't matter. We have to play better. We have to find consistency. We have to get better. We have to be better. Contreras added that it probably doesn't help that the lineup has a number of young players who don't have much experience in dealing with slumps. Quote, to me, that's just kind of an excuse. Blame the young guys. This is a different quote by
Marcelo Mayer.
I think that said in response of Contreras. But at the end of the day, we're all playing baseball. We're all pros. We all know what we need to do. I don't think we're doing a good job with runners in scoring position. When you don't do that, you don't score runs. Bottom line is this. Contreras indicated that perhaps the young guys, you know, the team being so youthful in Boston, that's a bit of a problem, right? If you compare that with what Ken Rosenthal said, the young guys here have been liberated because some of those veteran players are no longer here. So the Cardinals were the veterans holding the team back. For me, I wouldn't go as far as to say that, but I do wonder if you look at a guy like Contreras and Arenado and Goldschmidt, guys that they kind of march to the beat of their own drum, and they also lead by example. I wonder with those guys no longer there, the opportunity for the young guys to kind of make the team their own has been explored, and we're seeing the benefits of it.
Yeah, it happens. It's tough to put the blame on the veteran players, but I've been in those locker rooms where the veteran guys have a certain way of doing it, and it's not necessarily a winning way. It's just their way of doing it. And the young players who come in are apprehensive to be themselves, to, think outside the box, to try new things. It's a weird setting sometimes to where you can just feel that it's a veterans locker room. And, whether it's a young guy that does something differently as far as his approach at bat or in the field or even just his personality, whether it's a locker room, the clubhouse, wherever, sometimes all of that is stunted because they're trying to conform to a certain way that the veterans are conducting business. Now, in certain organizations, certain sports, certain teams, that has really worked. When you talk about the way of doing business for certain teams or culture, Carey, you can speak to this more than me, the Pittsburgh Steelers, the way they handle their business. It's good, I'm sure, for some young guys to come into that kind of an environment. They might need that. In other situations, some of these teams are just perennially bad. Why is that? Well, because they bring in the wrong veterans, and the wrong veterans are conveying the wrong message, and the young guys aren't allowed to operate or do business as they want to. So therefore, you're not getting the best out of anybody. Yeah. So it can happen. I'm not saying that that's what happened here with the Cardinals, because I don't have enough insider information.
None of us do.
But I'm just saying from my perspective, it can happen.
I think I think that the veterans can kind of hinder you because they came into the season now this year, in my opinion, all of these young players really with no expectations, not in terms of themselves and how they play, but the pressure of winning a championship. In my opinion, it doesn't feel like that was there. When you have Sonny Gray, Wilson Contreras, a guy that has won a World Series, you have Nolan Arenado, a guy that is searching on the back end of his career for a World Series. I think there's a level of pressure. So in every time the win doesn't happen or you lose a series, it feels a little bit different in the clubhouse than it would, winning 2 out of 3. Because there's more pressure, especially coming from veteran players that, in my opinion, signed here to become a world champion for an organization that is expected to win championships. Sure. And it's not happening. So I do think that having some of those guys, I think it just can change the environment when you go to work every day. And not saying that those guys that having expectations to win a championship that's a great thought to have. You should feel that way. But I think as a veteran player that is in search of that, you can make it a little bit unbearable for younger players that are just trying to figure out, man, where am I standing in the box today? All right, I'm looking at my card. Who's that? Okay, I got to get – okay, the pitch is done. Like, it's a lot for a younger player versus a guy that's been doing it for 10 to 12 years that knows, the regimen, how they're going about their day, and you got a younger player still trying to figure out where to park at times. Like, it's a lot going on. So I do think that has helped that clubhouse, and now it's – man, we're just here. We're just going to play baseball. We're going to have fun.
Yeah, and I'll go one step further. If we're going to isolate the Cardinals over the last 2, 3, 4 years, the veteran players that you've had here have all had struggles. So what kind of a mood do you think Nolan Arenado was in on a daily basis? Paul Goldschmidt when things weren't going right. Wilson Contreras when he's a catcher, he's not a catcher, he's this, he's that, he's demoted to DH, and then now he's a first baseman. He, on the exterior, looked like he handled that very well, but it affected him in some way. So now you've got 3 veteran players, maybe more if I go through the list over the last handful of years, that are not on their game. They're not necessarily happy with the way things are going. So when you lose as a young player on eggshells to begin with, because losing's bad. Right. But then when you have veteran players who you're supposed to be looking up to or learning from, they're on tilt because they're not happy with the way they're playing, the way things are going. Now you almost don't want to go to the rink. You don't want to go to the field. You're like, oh, man.
Feels like a job.
You try to find your little clique of young guys, but notice the word I just used? Clique. So now you've got a clique of young guys, and then the veterans see 3 or 4 young guys hanging out by themselves doing their thing, and they're like, what the hell's wrong with you guys? What are you guys doing? You're not part of the group? You're not going to come out to dinner with me? Well, not really. Hey, Nolan Arenado, I don't really want to go out to dinner with you tonight. Sure. Because you're not yourself. You're not happy. You're not going to have fun. You're not going to have a beer or whatever. Who knows? I don't know what's going on. But that, too, can have an effect. When you have struggling veterans, it compounds it even more.
I can't remember which show it was, but Alec Burleson was on. It might have been Foul Territory. It was a couple of weeks ago or maybe a month or so ago, and he mentioned the word click. He said, there's no clicks here. Yeah. And then we got a text from the 314 reminding us about what Jordan Walker said over the weekend, that all of these guys have played with each other throughout the system. They're all buddies. They know what each player can bring to the table.
Yeah.
And I know that they're all rooting for each other to make this team better. And they push each other. And that is the inner competition that we talked about with the Blues a few weeks ago that they lacked.
Yeah, they've come together as a team.
Mm-hmm.
The Cardinals have. And it kind of reminds me a little bit of when Army said the independent contractor thing.
Mm-hmm.
Not that the guys were not trying to play for each other. They just weren't. They just didn't mesh. They didn't gel. And it did feel like a bunch of independent contractors just doing their own thing. And I don't think that is going on right now with the Cardinals. But I wonder, and to Jamie's point, we don't know. We haven't been in the clubhouse every single day. But I do wonder if that is what happened. There was a bunch of independent contractors trying to do their own thing. Carey mentioned Arenado's, trying to get a championship in his back half. Same thing with Goldschmidt. It just didn't work.
Mm-hmm.
For whatever reason, it didn't work. And then you got Mo bringing in, veterans that really didn't do much, but yet they're veterans, so respect them. And it just fell very flat. And now we're seeing a youthful team that is playing with a lot of energy, and it's been fun to watch. Sports Six Pack Part 1 is coming up next. 314-399-9646 is the Air Comfort Service text line. So if you got a question for us, send it there, and you might have it read over the next 2 segments here on 101 ESPN.
101 ESPN Sports Center.
I'm Andrew Marsh. It's time for a Sports Center update brought to you by Universal Windows Direct. The Cardinals take 2-3 against the Dodgers over the weekend, and they'll go up against the Milwaukee Brewers tonight with Kyle Leahy on the mound. First pitch is at 6:45. Coming up next, we have part 1 of our Sports Six-Pack, so send your questions our way to the Air Comfort Service text line, 314-399-9646. We'll answer your questions next. I'm Andrew Marsh, and the Sports Center update is brought to you by Universal Windows Direct. You'll be saying, I love my windows.
I have a question. It's time for the Fast Lane to answer your sports questions.
I want to ask you a bunch of questions, and I want to have them answered immediately.
Asking me all these weird questions.
Answer the question.
Answer the question.
Answer me!
Refreshed by Urban Chestnut. Urban Chestnut Swickle Light Premium Light Beer. Live your lifestyle, St. Louis.
All right, time for the Sports Six-Pack Part 1. It's the Fast Lane on 101 ESPN, 314-399-9646, the Air Comfort Service text line. Fire away, Marsh.
Question number 1.
All right, from the 314, I noticed that Dylan Holloway's contract was front-loaded. Does that mean anything for the direction of the team? And does it help with cap year by year or just the actual cash by year?
Well, I'm looking at it right now. I don't know. Okay, $10 million is his first year. I don't know why they dispersed it like that. Probably because as the contract grows, the buyout is less, maybe. I don't know. Maybe in lieu of a signing bonus, they just front-loaded it for him. The average is 7.75. Bottom line.
So that's really all that fans should look at when it comes to roster construction is AAV and not so much the actual money they're making.
All that matters.
Right.
That's what the NHL salary cap is based off of, is the AAV, which is the average annual value of that contract. Different teams have a multitude of ways why they do certain things. Like, I'd have to look at the whole roster. So in 2026, 2027, what is the true money that the Blues will be spending, not on the cap, but the true money. So maybe they have a down year for true money, so then they can front load it with Holloway, so that by the end of the contract, when some of these other younger guys are going to be making true big money, his money is lower, so that the team each year, physically, Tom Stillman and the ownership group pay a certain dollar amount that's more consistent than having it all over the place.
Okay.
Question number 2.
From the 636, how much credit does or should John Mozeliak get for the current success of the Cardinals and as a whole, Fastlane cast, their potential future success?
Well, he did draft Jordan Walker. He did draft J.J. Weatherholt. He did draft Mason Wynn. So I would say from an offensive standpoint, he brought in Ivan Herrera from the international market. From an offensive standpoint, I think he deserves a lot of credit. Matthew Liberatore was acquired, obviously, in that deal. And while there's still, a lot that remains to be seen with him. McGreevy drafted. I mean, yeah, Mo's imprint is on this team. I don't think there's any question about it. Now, moving forward, the investment that Chaim Bloom has made in upgrading the pitching at the minor league level, upgrading a lot of the facilities, spending the money that he was given or is given by the DeWitts, spending it wiser, will have the Cardinals, I think, are pointed in the right direction. Now, the future is in better hands with Bloom than it was with Mo. But I don't think there's any question about it. I mean, we've all been excited about Jordan Walker, right? Well, Bloom didn't draft him. That was Mo. A lot of the players that we're seeing now that have come to the table here and they're starting and performing well. Alec Burles, another one. That was Mo.
Nathan Church. Mm-hmm. I mean, all these guys.
Yep.
Yeah, the entire roster.
Mo, we apologize.
Well, I won't go that far.
Mo, if you're listening,
you're the
man. Pina colada on the beach somewhere. I don't know. I would assume probably in Florida. We apologize. That's from me, Anthony, Jamie, and Marsh.
Fastlane crew.
And all of St. Louis.
Whoa, let's just
did it very well.
Let's just stick the four of us.
Hold on, what are we doing?
We're giving Mo credit and apologizing.
We apologize to Mo. The entire city. on behalf of the Fast Lane.
Wow.
You're speaking for the city of St. Louis?
I just did.
Yeah, he's speaking on
Carey,
behalf.
I'm speaking for caution you.
This is all of us, though. This is not just, it's just my word. It's coming out of my mouth, but this is Jamie,
you're not speaking
Anthony.
for me.
This is all of us.
Can't let you do that.
For the city of St. Louis.
I've heard some of the things you say, therefore I will not let you speak for me.
I think deep down, Jamie's still upset about that whole Motai thing. So
Yeah, I thought it was a great idea. We had Mo Fashions and Mo Ties that we were going to go. I was going into the liquor business with Mo. He shut it down fast.
He did. Yeah.
Joke's on him now.
Too late. I mean, maybe now's the time. Sometimes it's about
I want him
timing.
now. Why would I want that guy now?
Just saying, it's about timing.
What?
Yeah, rejected Jamie.
We're going to have, going to talk to Heim Bloom. We're getting a new cocktail going.
There you go.
In Bloom or something.
I guess I don't speak for all of St. Louis. Sorry.
No, you don't.
Getting the text in the
Oh, yeah, they get very, very testy about that. Yep.
Keep the name out your mouth, okay?
Yep.
You know what happened to that guy?
I just pissed some people off.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, they get very angry about that.
They're very, very angry. Okay.
Oh, that was funny.
Good luck, CD.
Yeah.
we're not that far removed from Mo being in charge. Maybe we let it breathe a little bit.
I mean, we just basically said it's all of him.
This roster
is all him. This is all his doing.
5% Mo.
And you guys are complaining? Mo is somewhere like, yeah, I did that. You're welcome.
I don't know if the DeWitts feel that way. Based on the fact that they're paying 3 other guys to play for another team.
Mistakes were made.
Yeah, sometimes you got to move some things around, Jamie. Don't worry about that.
Sometimes you got to pay for change, Carey.
There you go.
I know.
Exactly.
I think maybe it was one of those things where, like, Mo got a really cool car and then just left it in the garage for, like, a couple older cars that weren't that cool. And he drove those around instead of the cool car that he had. He just left that one in the garage and took it out every now and then put it right back in the garage. Anthony's garage, actually, you can fit a lot of things in that thing.
Not really.
It has a huge garage.
I don't. That's
Huge
why
backyard.
No.
Neighbors park all sorts of things in there.
Yeah.
Nope.
Put their tools in there.
Nope, they definitely don't.
Kids climb over the fence. They don't know if they should because there's a big dog back there.
No fence, no dog.
A bunch of baseballs with slobber all over them.
Nah, I think you're thinking of a documentary, not my house. Yep.
I swore neighbor Dave's tools were in your garage.
Nope.
Not anymore?
Not anymore.
Took him out, did he?
Nope.
You took them back?
I always return. Them.
Okay.
In fact, I give him tools that he doesn't want. Without his
not
knowledge.
the first person.
Yeah.
Question number 3.
From the 314. Do you
Told
guys
you about that weed whacker, right? I don't want this thing anymore. Put it in his garage. Never said anything. He had no idea where that was coming from.
He still doesn't know.
Great guy.
From the 314, do you guys think that the winner of the Colorado-Minnesota series will more than likely win the Stanley Cup?
I think Colorado will win the Stanley Cup. You said it just 100%. I mean, what in the hell? Who's going to stop them?
Yeah, it's going to be tough. They stubbed their toe last night by playing terrible defensively.
And still won by 9-3.
Guys, this has been a horrible game. I don't like the way we're playing defensively at all. So let's go score 9 and get out of here with the win, okay?
Deal.
That was, I mean, that was sick.
That was something.
I picked Colorado. I don't want them to win. I don't want Colorado to win. I really don't.
I'm sorry.
Unless they play the Hurricanes.
Then I want them to win.
That's how I
hate the
feel.
Hurricanes.
I do too.
Tom Dundon does not deserve a Stanley Cup.
Ouch.
He doesn't. Now he's doing the same thing with the NBA guys. He's got like the cheap route. It's no good.
Yeah.
It's just no good.
I don't think anybody has a chance against the old Avs. They were down. I'm like, oh man.
You tell me
5-4. I'm like, oh good. Then I looked, I was like, oh, they got 9-9. What are we doing here?
You tell me that Charlie Conway and the Ducks don't have an opportunity to knock them off?
Nah.
Okay.
No. You were asking earlier what the Blues needed to,
What have they learned?
What did they learn?
Yeah.
What I learned is get you a Cale McCarr, Nathan McKinnon.
Yeah, that Cale McCarr.
Done it if they would have lost the rest of the way.
No, they really couldn't have. Neither of those players is available right now. Man, those guys are good. You got them both. And you got a Landeskog. And a Natchez. And a Nichushkin. You greedy sons of...
All I had to do
Screw you,
was,
Cronky.
all you had to do was be bad for a long time.
Yeah, like 8 years. It's great.
Man.
All right, Sports Six Pack Part 2 is coming up next. Keep those questions coming in to the Air Comfort Service text line at 314-399-9646.
question.
It's time for the Fast Lane to answer your sports questions.
I want to ask you a bunch of questions, and I want to have them answered immediately.
Asking me all these weird questions.
Answer the question.
Answer the question.
Answer me!
Refreshed by Urban Chestnut. Urban Chestnut Swickle Light Premium Light Beer. Live your lifestyle, St. Louis.
Part 2 of the Sports Six Pack is right now. 314-399-9646 is the Air Comfort Service text line, so keep those questions rolling in. Marsh, question 4, please.
Question number 4.
All right, from the 314. Seeing how the Cardinals and Blues have such a good relationship with each other, did Jamie and Carey notice that in the cities that they played in? Like, Carey, you with the Pittsburgh Steelers, or Jamie, like in Detroit or New York, etc.
Yeah, not in New York. It was weird. Playing for the Islanders, you might as well play for a team on Mars, to be honest. We used to laugh. Although, you know, the Rangers at the time had Messier, Yager, Leach. Their power play, the total salary for their power play was more than our entire team. So we used to joke around and be like, we're the minor league team for the Rangers. We're going to the city, like to some of the cool places to be in. Oh, you guys are with the Islanders? Yeah. Oh, the NHL? Yeah. Oh, yeah. No. We're the minor league team with the Rangers. People look at you and like. So we did a couple of events with some teams in New York. That was kind of cool. Yankees, Rangers, Tiger Woods was there. I forget what, it was like an ESPN thing or something. It was pretty cool. As far as Detroit, there really wasn't any relationship with the Lions or the Tigers, for that matter. We did a couple of events with the Tigers for charity stuff because Mike Ilitch owned both teams, so he'd have all the players from, or as many players as he could from Tigers and Red Wings be there for the sake of raising more money. I'm trying to think of anywhere else that I played where there was really, well, in Boston, when I was with the Bruins, we just happened to develop a really good relationship with the Patriots that year, I told that story before, where Drew Bledsoe came to a game. He's a big hockey fan, and the team left him tickets, and then he and a few teammates came down to the locker room after the game, one of the teammates being Tom Brady. And this was before the whole thing, whatnot. So we kind of got to be friends with the Patriots players that year, and then obviously they went on to win a Super Bowl. They were gracious enough to include us in some of the parties afterwards. So that was probably the only 2 times.
I don't think so. I'm trying to think back in Pittsburgh. I don't remember. Hell, I was out every night. I didn't see.
You weren't hanging with Mario? Yager?
No, that more be like Sid the Kid.
Yeah, you're right. That's right.
But no, I don't recall seeing those guys I'm sure we crossed paths at like some event or something like that, but like going out, like normally Pittsburgh was the only team that I played on. Like when we would go out like to a club or to a bar or to a restaurant, it might be 15, 20 guys. Other places you might go with 2 or 3 of you all, and maybe you run into some guys, but we would all like, hey, we're going to be here at this time, or hey, we'll be here. Hey, we're going to eat. So it was mostly us. And not a lot of paths being crossed.
Question number 5.
From the 636, do you think the Cardinals have that guy on their roster or in their system that everyone says that's the type of player you need in the lineup every day to win a championship?
We don't know. I don't know if Jordan Walker can be that guy or maybe J.J. Weatherholt. It's just a little early to say. So I don't know. I think they have the potential. I think Walker has the potential to be that guy, based on what we're seeing in the first couple of days in May and all of April. But it's still only 1 month.
It's early, man.
1+ month.
I'm just as excited as everybody else is, and I sometimes have to put the shock collar on myself for various reasons. But this one in particular with the Cardinals, because you get excited, and you got to remember that with youth, there comes a high level of talent and energy and passion, but also ordinarily a high level of inconsistency throughout, especially 162 games. I hope it doesn't happen, but Jordan Walker's playing great this first month and a half. But what was he last year? What was he? I don't want him to go back. I'm not saying he will, but like it's still in the back of my mind. It's like, we could have a dip here at some point. I hope we don't. But for me, it's a little early to think about championship caliber players that are going to drag the team into the battle and all that stuff.
Yeah, way too early.
Question number 6.
All right, the 608 wants to know, is the Dylan Holloway deal Alexander Steen's first deal or Doug Armstrong's last deal?
It's been made pretty clear that Army's on board until July 1st. He's handling all of this right now. He's handling the draft at the end of June, and then come July 1st, free agency. He is supposed to be, I say that, supposed to be handing off the team to Alex Steen. Call me crazy, but it's very hard for someone who's been in charge for so many years to just completely remove themselves. It's very difficult. You talk to any CEO of a successful company or a big corporation, and they have a hard time relinquishing decision-making, especially if they're still in a position of power, because they always think that their ideas are the best, and which is what's made them as good as they were for so many years. So I am still very interested to see what is given to Alex Steen to just run with it, and what Army decides that he's going to have a vote as well. I know they say it's collaborative, but that usually means it's collaborative when we both agree, and otherwise it's Army's decision if they don't agree on it. I don't know that to be true. It's my assumption.
Your assumption?
Yeah, my opinion.
Well, your opinion is always welcomed, and it is often spot on.
Thank you for that.
You're welcome.
I'm just waiting.
You are.
I am.
Nothing's coming. Okay. I know Carey feels the same way.
100%.
It's fascinating on 101 ESPN. What's it, Carey?
I don't know what he said. He wasn't listening.
Oh, Carey.
We speak for St. Louis, Jamie,
No,
when
you
we
don't.
say that we love your opinion.
Don't
you dare.
Don't speak for St. Louis.
Don't you
know
dare.
better.
Yeah, don't be ridiculous. All right, it's Fastlane on 101 ESPN. We do need a new Gauntlet contestant, so if you would like to play in the Gauntlet, text into the Air Comfort Service text line at 314-399-9646, and you'll have an opportunity to play one of us. That's next on 101 ESPN.
There are some things in life that are very stressful, especially when a lot of money is involved, and that would be selling your home as one of them. If you haven't sold your home in a while, you may not understand the market or where it's trending or what's going on. So please pick up the phone, call Gloria Lou with your home sold guaranteed realty. I've had the pleasure of talking to a few of Gloria Lou's clients, and they raved about just the fact that she knew exactly what the market was calling for in their area. She priced their home exactly right to sell it, but also make them the most money while she was at it. So do the same thing. Give her a call. Let her look at your home. Let her help you out. And I guarantee that she's going to sell that thing really, really fast for you and also get you the most money. She also has a buyers in waiting program, which means there are buyers literally waiting for your home to hit the market. And as soon as it does, those eyeballs are on the house, and Gloria Lou hopefully gets you to the closing table really, really quickly. But you do have to call her. Tell her Jamie Rivers sent you in. Her number is 314-325-6888. That's 314-325-6888. Or you can always visit GloriaHasTheBuyers.com.
warriors. 4 categories, 1 challenger. Can you survive the Gauntlet?
Brought to you by Blue Note Roofing. Roofing, siding, and gutters. Visit BlueNoteRoofingSTL.com for a free inspection.
It's the Fast Lane on 101 ESPN 4 o'clock. Your time check is brought to you by Clarkson Jewelers, an officially licensed Rolex jeweler, with Andrew Marsh, Carey Davis, and Jamie Rivers. I'm Anthony Stalter, and we welcome in Craig. What's up, Craig?
Hey, what's going on, Anthony?
Not much. Appreciate you playing. Thank you for listening. Would you like to take on Marsh, CD, Jamie, or me in round 1?
Let's start with you.
Okay. You sound excited.
Oh.
Almost like you know what's coming. Like you're going to just absolutely wipe the floor with me.
I don't know about that, but we'll see how it goes.
All right. Sounds good. Well, good luck to you.
Thank you. You too.
All right, Anthony. Get the heck out of here, please. Well, he's moving around here. Craig, tell my guy Marshy to spin that wheel, please.
Marshy, spin that wheel.
Okay, so was there or was there not strategy in picking Anthony?
Not really.
No?
Just he was the one who popped into my mind first, so I figured, what the heck, go with him.
All right, and then now that you know you have Anthony and the wheel has stopped, what category were you hoping for?
I was hoping for random, actually.
Well, you didn't get that. You got baseball today.
All right.
You okay with that?
Sure.
All right. There'll be 4 questions. Each of them are worth 2 points. If you use the option, they become only worth 1 point. Obviously, wrong answers are 0 points. If we're tied, after the 4 questions, we'll have a tiebreaker. And Craig, we will get a winner here today in the Gauntlet. Are you ready?
I am ready.
All right, buddy, here we go. Question 1. Whose hitting streak ended at 27 games when he went 0 for 4 in the D-backs 2-0 loss to the Cubs on Saturday?
Ildemaro Vargas, final answer.
Question number 2. Only 3 managers in Yankees history have lost more than 750 games. Joe McCarthy, Ralph Houck, and who else?
Why is his name not coming to me? The guy who managed several different times. Give me the options.
Is it Joe Torre, Casey Stengel, or Joe Girardi?
Let's say Casey Stengel.
Final answer?
Final answer.
Were you thinking Billy Martin, Craig?
That's who I was thinking of, yeah.
I thought so.
I'm glad I couldn't remember him.
Question number 3. 2018 NL MVP Christian Yelich won't play in this week's Cardinals-Brewers series. But can you tell us how many All-Star teams Yelich has made since arriving in Milwaukee?
I'm just going to guess here, and let's say 3, final answer.
All right, last question. Cincinnati's Sal Stewart leads all National League rookies in home runs and RBIs. What is his primary position?
First base, final answer.
All right. We are going to get our guy Anthony back in here. Craig, how you feeling, man?
Not too bad.
Okay.
Not too bad. I know I got the first one right.
All right. Well, Anthony's back in. He's going to plug the ears in, so we'll hold off on further discussions here. Anthony, how you doing, bud?
Good. That was quick.
It was. It was very quick.
Man.
Category today, baseball.
Okay. I like baseball.
Pack a lunch.
Oh, okay.
Ready?
Not now. Yeah.
Question 1. Whose hitting streak ended at 27 games when he went 0 for 4 in the D-backs 2-0 loss to the Cubs on Saturday?
24-game hitting streak, you said?
27.
27. Options.
Is it Nico Horner, Ketel Marte, or Ildemaro Vargas?
I don't think it's Marte or Warner. I'll go Vargas. Final answer.
Question number 2. Only 3 managers in Yankee history have lost more than 750 games. Joe McCarthy, Randy Houck, and who else?
I mean, it's got to be Joe Torre. He managed forever with the Yankees. And even though he won a lot, again, he managed so many games, he probably would have racked up that many losses, too. Yeah, he was there from, 96, 95 to... I'm going to go Joe Torre. Final answer.
Question number 3. 2018 NL MVP Christian Yelich won't play in this week's Cardinals-Brewers series. But can you tell us how many All-Star teams Yelich has made since arriving in Milwaukee?
I'm not going to ask for the options because this is going to be a relatively low number. He's missed a lot of time, but he also had those 2 incredible seasons when he first arrived. Ugh. Guys, in between 2 and 3. Feel real good about 2. Was there a third? You know what? Madeline's softball number's 3. Let's go 3. Final answer.
Final question. Cincinnati's Sal Stewart leads all National League rookies in home runs and RBIs. What is his primary position?
First base. Final answer.
Okay. Let's go question 4 first. Carey, don't tell me what to do.
I won't tell you.
Question 4. Cincinnati's Sal Stewart leads all National League rookies in home runs and RBIs. What is his primary position? Craig, without the option, said first base. Anthony, without the option, said first base. Carey, answer is?
It is first base.
Good job, Craig.
Neither of you need the options. 2-2. Let's go to question 3. 2018 NL MVP Christian Yelich won't play in this week's Cardinals-Brewers series. But can you tell us how many All-Star teams Yelich has made since arriving in Milwaukee? Without the options, Craig said 3.
Oh.
Without the options, Anthony said Madeline's number's 3. Let's go 3. Answer is
3.
It is 3.
What years do you have them written down?
2018-19, like you said early on, and then 2024.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Yeah, so we are tied at 4.
Love my firstborn, Jamie.
4 apiece. That's Let's go to question 1. Question 1. Whose hitting streak ended at 27 games when he went 0 for 4 in the D-backs 2-0 loss to the Cubs on Saturday? Craig went with Ildemaro Vargas. Vegas, whatever.
You have Vegas on your mind.
I do have it on my mind. Be there Thursday. Anthony also said Ildemaro Vargas. Answer is
Ildemaro Vargas.
Craig did not need the options.
Oh, Craig, nice job, man.
So
Well
Anthony
done.
gets
Thank
1 point.
Oof.
Craig gets 2. It is 6-5.
Wow, this is a barn burner.
As we go into question number 2, the final question of
This
the
is
day.
the Yankee one.
Did I do it right, Carey? Did I do it right?
Good job.
Did good?
Proud of you.
Okay, thank you.
I taught him that.
Only 3 managers in Yankees history have lost more than 750 games. Joe McCarthy, Ralph Houck, and who else? Craig, with the options, said Casey Stengel. Anthony, without the options, said Joe Torre. If it's Casey Stengel, Craig wins today. If it's Joe Torre, Anthony wins. If it's anybody else, Craig wins.
So Joe Torre was an option.
Craig.
You have chosen poorly.
You lose. Anthony got gotcha. It is Joe Torre, who lost 767 times for the Yankees. Craig, man, that was a heck of a battle.
That was an awesome battle, man.
Craig.
Thank you. Nice job, Anthony.
Thank you, Craig. Nice work, man. Jeez. That was a great one.
I tried.
Yeah.
That was real good.
Buddy.
You definitely were. Well done, Craig.
Thank you. Well, thanks much, and thanks for having me on, and I look forward to beating you next time I'm on.
Yeah, you know what? I like it. I like that. Yeah, for sure. Hey, make sure you try again, dude. You were you know your stuff. There's no doubt about that.
Will do. Thanks much, guys.
Thanks, Craig.
Take care.
Wow, that was a great battle.
Well
Holy
done, buddy.
smokes!
I looked at Carey.
got lucky.
I
was like, oh, geez,
thought you
Anthony
were
might be in
cooked.
trouble.
Yeah.
The way you said pack a lunch, I wish I had.
Well, he nailed 3 of them without the option.
Yeah.
Then you came out swinging, Anthony.
Well, I got a little lucky.
Madeline's number 3 helped you out a lot.
Because I was leaning 2. I knew he had the 2, but it was one of those deals. You know, you get to the point where you're like, all right, I'm pretty sure on 2, am I missing one? Or I'm pretty sure on 5, am I missing one?
Mm-hmm. It's tough.
Yeah. All right. That was
well
a good
done,
one.
buddy.
Thank you, sir.
Well done, man.
Thank you. All right. It's Fastlane on 101 ESPN. Is building up the middle in baseball still advantageous? And how close are the Cardinals from doing so? That's next on 101 ESPN.
The playoffs just continue to roll for the NHL and NBA, and my friends over at Circus Sports are right alongside you during this journey. And I know that maybe many of you have placed some of those futures bets. I know that Circa had great lines on futures bets heading into both the NBA championship as well as the Stanley Cup playoffs. And right now I'm looking at tonight a couple of total bets for you. 5.5 is the total score in the Flyers-Hurricanes game. I think somebody blows the doors off in that game. I would go with the over. Meanwhile, everybody's expecting a big scoring game with the Anaheim Ducks and Vegas Golden Knights. It's 6.5. I would play the under in that game. You can find all that over at Circus Sports. And remember, they have the best odds of any app that is out there. Download and compare, and you'll see that Circus Sports is the best at what they do. They've also got high betting limits, and they celebrate their winners. They don't limit you, block you, or stop you from using their website anymore. So get to the App Store, download Circus Sports, the white logo. That is for the state of Missouri. For any other information, you can always visit circusports.com. Must be 21 or older. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
Dave Duncan always believed that building up the middle in Major League Baseball had its major advantages. Is it still that way? It's Fastline on 101 ESPN. Andrew Marsh, Carey Davis, Jamie Rivers, and Anthony Stalter. By the way, we do need new contestants for Bet the Board for the month of May. Congratulations to CD, who won in April. But we need new contestants to draft us.
Doug is pissed at me.
So Doug hunted Jamie down over the weekend.
I was worried he had a weapon at first.
Yeah.
He walked in, did a great event at Truck Norris in the Ellisville area. If you have a chance to get out and try some amazing food, by the way, just an awesome spot. Great people who own it. I mean, I highly recommend it. But yeah, Doug came in pissed. He was mad.
Well,
even though I made a valiant effort with the parlay, missing by one.
Yeah, he didn't want to hear it.
He was disappointed, and I said, I'll do better next time. And he said, yeah, that was my time. And basically, he kind of alluded to the fact that he would never pick me again, even if he had a chance.
Sure. That's a shame.
It hurts, but I get it.
Yeah.
I lost.
Well, if you want to have an opportunity to blame Jamie for your misfortune,
get in line.
314-399-9646, the Air Comfort Service text line. So, again, if you want to play in the Bet the Board for month of May, again, text us and you'll have your opportunity. Again, going back to Dave Duncan. Dave Duncan always believed that building up the middle defensively was the sound decision in baseball. So obviously, have a great catcher, shortstop, second base, center field. Build there. Doesn't mean that you're done. Obviously, you still need the pitching, but is it still situationally a great thing for Major League Baseball? I would say it's even more important than when it was when you had the shift, when you could do the shift, because obviously now you can't just align all of your defenders in
Put
one
all your
spot
same guys in the same
because
kind
you
of
have all the
field.
data that suggests, hey, this guy's going to go to the left. So I do think that teams beforehand got they got extremely good at positioning their infielders because of the spray charts and because of the hit charts and all that other stuff. Now the shift from banning the shift from 2023 now, I think that having more coverage from elite defenders at shortstop, second base, catcher speaks for itself, and center field is very important. Yeah, and now we're seeing with the Cardinals, they're kind of building that way with the middle infielders. Jamie, and you pointed this out to us earlier in the office.
Yeah, that's exactly my thoughts this weekend, just watching him play. And I guess I should have noticed before this weekend, but man, was it evident this weekend, the amount of double plays that they were able to turn, and not just routine. Like J.J. Weatherholt diving, catching a ball that was smashed, and he gets it to Alec Burleson. Then Weatherholt grabbing another one, spinning around, getting it to Mason Wynn, who then has to hum it at 100 miles an hour over to Burleson, and they get the double play. I'm watching Mason Wynn and J.J. Weatherholt become absolute studs in the middle infield. Like these guys, their range is fantastic. Obviously Mason Wynn's arm is elite, the strongest arm in all of baseball for a shortstop. And Weatherholt, the way he's reading the play or the way he's positioning himself, he's already showing off a very high baseball IQ. And then center field, Victor Scott, excellent defensively. He doesn't have a great arm, but you do have options too. Like Nathan Church has played a pretty good center field as well, and he's got a better arm. So even if you pivot from Victor Scott at some point, you do have another guy who plays a really good center field. I'm just watching in my opinion, two Gold Glovers that could be perennial Gold Glovers at second and shortstop, and seeing J.J. Weatherholt play the way he has all season, you have to think that he's going to get strong consideration for Rookie of the Year as well. And let's not forget their age. They can be in these spots for a really long time for the Cardinals, which is something they won't have to worry about while they're trying to reach that championship window again.
Sure.
Yeah, I think it's extremely important. We've seen Jamie talked about the double plays, and I was listening to Michael McGreevy talk about it. One of the things that he was so excited about was, I think he said the year he got drafted, there were 6 guys that got Gold Gloves. He's like, I'm a ground ball pitcher. That's great for me. So having that defense behind you, especially up the middle, gives you confidence. And I mean, I honestly think I watched Mason Wynn throw the baseball. I don't know that I've seen a strong. Sean Dunston comes to mind because Sean Dunston had a cannon as well. But that's it's almost abnormal. You never feel like he's out of it, like he's out of a play, because no matter where the runner is or whenever he receives the ball, when he lets it rip, it's going to at least make it a close play because he just has a cannon on his arm. So it's great to watch those guys play defense up the middle, and it does. I mean, it's something that as a pitcher you look forward to, you lean on, you know that you don't have to be exactly perfect. You got guys that can make plays in the hole either direction, and you're gonna have some success there when the ball is hit and put in play. Mm-hmm. And then Jamie talked about in center field as well. Victor Scott may not have the strongest arm, but he's doing a great job of tracking down balls. And when you have Nathan Church there, he's made a few plays in the outfield of robbing home runs. So yeah, the defense up the middle, I think the weakest part right now is probably the catcher position. And not that it's terrible. I don't think we've been exposed tremendously in the run game as I thought we were last year. But that's probably the only spot where you're saying, okay, if we can get better in this spot, pass balls, wild pitches, I know people, it's a wild pitch, but I still consider that on the catcher for the most part because you still got to block it unless it's just completely unable to get in front of it. I think that right there is the only complaint that I would have. But second base, shortstop, center field, I think they're doing a great job.
And I realize that there are examples, plenty of examples of teams that decide to go with more offense at second base. I mean, the Cardinals have done that in the past themselves, but have a little more offense at second base. Or maybe now with the way that catchers, I still think they impact the game beyond what the standard numbers would suggest. Obviously controlling the pitching game, controlling the running game, all that. But some teams have also decided, hey, we don't need to have a great defensive catcher. We're going to go with a little bit more offense there. But I've had Yadier Molina burned into my way of thinking when it comes to the catcher position. So I think the Cardinals are on their way. I agree that from a catching standpoint, they can certainly upgrade. And given what they have in the minors, it does feel like sooner rather than later they will upgrade that spot both offensively and defensively. Yeah. I like that there is a priority, or at least it feels that way. There is a priority for defense with this Cardinals team. I have yet to see a World Series winner be horrible defensively. There have been some average defensive teams that have won, like the Rangers under Bruce Bochy a couple of years ago. That wasn't an elite defensive team, but the examples are few and far between. I think there are more examples of teams that play stout defensively in the postseason and have had weaker offenses still win because they're virtually they don't make any mistakes. They're virtually perfect in the postseason defensively. So I like that there's a priority when it comes to the Cardinals and their defense.
Yeah, and it's early again for J.J. Weatherholt. His offense has been good, especially as a leadoff. One has to think it's only going to get better. If that's the case, then to your point, you're like, sometimes you go for a little more offense at second base. You might have all of it.
Well, that would be great, right?
Well, you might, though. Like, what has he got, 5 home runs already this year?
That hasn't always been the case with the Cardinals. It's like, hey, you'll take half a player and you'll like it.
I understand that, but I'm saying the upside to all of this is that you do have a player currently that might check both boxes. Mason Wynn, to be determined. His offense has been inconsistent, but it's been fine.
Yeah.
We've always said we shouldn't have to worry about relying on his offense. Let him play defense, and anything else would be extra, a little gravy on top.
Sure.
But, man, do they play good defensively. And they're starting to click, like the chemistry between the both of them. It's fun to watch, man. And I'm not like a big defensive baseball guy. Usually I'm like, ugh, give me the home run, give me the double, the triple, stealing bases. Like, I watch a baseball game for offense. I find myself watching now, every time there's a ground ball to second or shortstop, I'm watching the Cardinals turn great plays out there. It's weird.
I agree. Bad news for the Tigers. The Detroit Free Press is reporting that Tarek Skubal will undergo surgery to remove loose bodies in his elbow. So,
why does he got bodies in his elbow?
Yeah, I don't know.
Feels so much better.
Small bodies must be.
Very small. And what did he do to those bodies before that?
How did he put them in there?
I don't know.
I don't think that's what that is, but okay.
But they said bodies.
Yeah, it's like particles.
Particles of what? Bodies?
I
cut them up and put them in there?
Particles of bone.
Oh.
How many bodies do you think are in there?
Probably a lot, actually, depending on,
This guy's sick.
I had loose bodies in my knee.
That's why you went to prison.
That was a documentary.
Oh.
Yeah.
That's my fault.
You got people tuning in like, he's in prison?
To clarify, we joke a lot on this show. Carey Davis has never gone to prison.
Well, that's not
That was his
accurate.
character.
His character went to prison.
His character.
And the character was played by Carey Davis.
Yes, but that character was not, in fact, Carey Davis.
Just because you went to prison doesn't mean you were incarcerated.
Mm-hmm.
I visited lots of prisons.
I have gone to prisons before. Yeah. Go speak to people. Say hello.
Yeah, absolutely. Mm-hmm.
Talk to people, Anthony.
Yeah.
Try to help them out a little bit,
Get them on the straight and narrow.
Yeah. Give me advice.
And they ask you to bring objects and stuff to wear.
Yeah.
That's illegal.
Hide it in a cake.
Carey. You were there,
Wasn't there.
Anyways. So the timetable for school's return, nobody knows. Procedure typically sidelines players for 2 to 3 months.
Well, good thing the Cardinals didn't get him.
Good thing nobody got him. Good luck in free agency. You'll be great. I'm sure he'll be just fine. Yep. Fastlane on 101 at ESPN. What's trending is next. Jamie, when it comes to our guy, Stewie, he's got different programs that are going to help people out, whether it is a situation in which maybe you're an independent contractor. You're somebody that has got, you don't have a lot of the W-2s. You got a lot of 1099s, and you're pulling from different, your income's being pulled from different sources and things like that. And you're like, I don't know if I'll ever be able to get a loan. Stewie can help with that. Maybe you're looking for your dream home, but you don't know if you qualify. You don't know if you can get a pre-approval, all that. Trust us. Call Stewie. He's got different solutions for different people.
Yeah, and sometimes that, you think you have the right answer, but it might be the wrong answer. I've never talked to Stewie about home equity loans. Got to do some upgrades or some repairs, and Stewie's like, no, let's do something different, and he's got a plan for that too, which is why you have to call him. His personal cell phone number is 314-324-4440.
Again, 314-324-4440.
Call him, text him. Right now, he couldn't take our call. He's probably helping out a 101 ESPN listener as we speak, which by the way, when you call him or text him, tell him that Anthony and Jamie sent you in. He absolutely loves to hear that. So please give him a call on that personal cell phone number. If you can't remember that, Anthony,
you can always Google the Mega Loan.
NMLS number 226715.
Sponsored by Bug Out.
ESPN Sports Center.
I'm Andrew Marsh. It's time for a Sports Center update brought to you by Saliga Heating and Cooling. Cardinals back in action tonight, taking on the Milwaukee Brewers. First pitch is at 6:45 with Kyle Leahy on the mound. Tonight on 101 ESPN, we'll have Game 1 between the New York Knicks and the Philadelphia 76ers. Pregame starts at 6:30. Tip-off is at 7. I'm Andrew Marsh, and the Sports Center update is brought to you by Saliga Heating and Cooling, a Daikin heating and air conditioning dealer.
What are the hot topics in the sports world?
What in the wide, wide world of sports is going on here?
Here's what's trending.
Before we get to what's trending, we've got our guy Jeff on the phone, and Jeff has got the first pick for the month of May and bet the board. What's up, Jeff?
Not much. How are you guys?
Well, we're doing great. You've got the first pick. So would you like to take Andrew Marsh, Carey Davis, Jamie Rivers, or me with that first pick?
I think I'm going to go with Jamie.
Okay, Jamie Rivers.
All right, let's go, baby. Let's go. I got this. This month's going to be our month.
And just want to say thanks for getting me home from work every day. Love listening to you guys.
Oh, appreciate you, Jeff. Thank you so much. Thanks, Jeff. Good luck to you.
Tell your friends, please.
Sounds good.
All right. Jeff has taken Jamie in round 1. We'll have more selections coming up here in the fast lane. All right, Marsh, what do you got for what's trending?
All right, well, we've had a lot of text messages flowing into the Air Comfort Service text line today requesting that we talk about what we're about to talk about. Let's talk about the Toronto Maple Leafs. Keith Pelly. He is, I believe he's the CEO of the Maple Leafs.
Maple Leaf Sports Entertainment.
Yes. After an exhaustive search, Pelly introduced John Chayka as the club's general manager of hockey operations and franchise legend Matt Sundin as a senior advisor. And we've talked a few times about the media sometimes asking softball questions.
Yeah, this is not one of them.
This is definitely not
markets,
one of them.
boys. Remember that.
So this is Steve Simmons serving up a fastball for the Toronto Maple Leafs. Let's just take a listen.
Steve Simmons, Toronto Sun, for Keith. You talk about the due diligence that you did on John prior to hiring him and now hiring him. In the past, say, 3 to 4 days, I have been in contact with about 20 people who work in the National Hockey League, many of whom are prominent names that we would all know. And of the 20 people I spoke to, one was supportive of John's hiring, and the other 19 thought it was a sham, to be perfectly honest. Words were used like con artist, liar, salesman. How did you come to a different conclusion that I was able to come to in a very short time?
I must have talked to different people.
That's it? That's it. Because I'm telling you, the hockey world today is astounded by this announcement.
Okay.
And your response to that?
Is we've conducted due diligence, and it was deep due diligence. It was a thorough process, and I'm quite happy with where we've landed.
That was total politics speak at the end. We've conducted our due diligence, and I'm really satisfied with our due diligence and our Really? What was your due diligence?
Yeah, walk us through that.
So the Leafs are taking some heat right now. Obviously, the Toronto Maple Leafs, for some of our listeners who may not kind of understand it, it'd be like the New York Yankees or your LA Dodgers. Like, they are the biggest scene in hockey in Canada for sure, maybe even all the NHL. It's quite crazy how things are in Toronto. And they fired the general manager, and they have no president of hockey operations. And Keith Pelly, who is a successful businessman, but I don't know how much he knows about hockey. He's proved it a lot over the last 12 to 14 months. He decided to step in and do this major search for his next president or GM. Didn't commit to one or the other and or whatever. Who's going to come in and take over the hockey part? Problem is, Matt Sundin, let's talk about that for a second. Character guy. Solid. I think this is why he's in this situation, is because the other pick could be a real big wild card, and they're trying to have Matt Sundin kind of shield some of the process of the other guy getting the job, because Matt Sundin, captain of the Maple Leafs, great career, great guy. We'll see how that works out. Now, the flip side, John Chayka, who was the Coyotes general manager for a number of years, the youngest general manager, I think, in the history of the National Hockey League. Man, did he screw things up there. He did some illegal stuff. He had some of the combine issues. He lost a second and a third round pick for things that he did. Backstabbed another guy, and then ran Shane Doan out of Arizona, basically, who was a legend. All he wanted was one more year as a third-line player. And Chayka said, go chase yourself, and then never really gave him an opportunity in the front office, nothing. So much so that now Shane Doan's in Toronto.
Oh, boy.
So we'll see how that whole thing works out.
Yikes.
But, yeah, Chayka and John Chayka also handed in his letter of resignation, I think the day before the team was leaving for the bubble during the COVID season. So they had no general manager or president of hockey operations for, like, really weird stuff going on there. Yeah. So I have no idea what to think of this. It seems like this Keith Pelly just panicked, and I don't know why he would make these decisions. Time will tell, but on the surface right now, it looks like it's just going to be a mess again in Toronto.
So I want to ask you guys, do you think what Steve Simmons did was professional at all with how he went about that question, or do you like what he did? Like, this is some of the what people ask for when they don't want softball questions. He delivered in that aspect. I'm sure there's a lot of Toronto Maple Leaf fans out there that are like, oh my gosh, I love this.
Yeah, I think Steve Simmons or someone in that room had no choice but to at some point ask the ugly questions, because this guy, John Chayka, had been out of hockey for the past 6 years. And all of a sudden he's going to step in and be the GM of the Toronto Maple Leafs. It's a weird get. And then to have the history of things that went on behind the scenes and the tampering allegations. He already was under investigation with the NHL for tampering, trying to put a front office together already. He got hired 2 days ago, and already they had the report that the findings were insufficient because he was contacting people whose teams are still in the playoffs, or he didn't have, it's wild. So, yes, did Steve Simmons asking it in an attack mode kind of tone? I don't know if I thought that was great, but I do think somebody had to ask some tough questions there.
Yeah.
Like, can you imagine, even here in St. Louis, if the Blues, all of a sudden Doug Armstrong's gone and Alex Steen is gone, and they bring in a guy who is like analytics driven but hasn't been around the sport for 6 years. I mean, I think the media here, including us, would have some questions about that, let alone any like checkered past of some of the things that may have happened where he lost draft picks and things like that.
It's amazing to hear a media member basically say, like, flat out, explain yourself.
Well, he eviscerated him.
Everyone else thinks this is a bad idea.
Yeah.
Explain yourself.
Not one member of the media. I'm cruising social media today because it is a hot topic. I did listen to half of the press conference today, and I haven't seen one person say, you know what, let's just wait and see. I think it might be okay. It's all just terrible. It's all bad.
What I do like is that he didn't just say his opinion on the matter and just leave it there. He said, I talked to 20 people, and 19 of them said that basically you're an idiot.
Yeah. And then, so what due diligence did you really do then? Like, if I pick up the phone and call 20 guys around the NHL and they all say, like, this is terrible.
Right.
Well, who did you call? He goes, I talked to different people. His parents? Oh, he's a good boy.
We love him. I always picked up his clothes.
Oh, man.
Great guy.
Painful.
Yeah. Talk to his kindergarten teacher.
Ain't good.
Sounds real bad.
Good luck.
Good luck. Good luck. All right, it's Fast Lane on 101 ESPN. No, good hire. Where'd you finish? Dead last? Good day. All right, I was reading through some grades that were handed out by ESPN when it comes to the month of April and all 30 teams in Major League Baseball. Not surprising what grade the Cardinals received, but there was a section in there that made me realize, like, oh, yeah, Cardinals don't have that, do they? And that's a direct correlation to missing the playoffs. I'll tell you what that is next on 101 ESPN. This is Fastline on 101 ESPN. So I was looking at the ESPN.com grades for every Major League Baseball team throughout the month of April, and the grade for the Cardinals, honestly, not that surprising. Guys, if you have not looked at said grades, any guesses on what the Cardinals received?
I saw it.
Carey saw it. Thank you for being honest. Jamie Rivers.
I did not see it. What grade they received for the overall year?
No, April.
For April? Gotta be an A.
A minus. A minus for the Cardinals. Yeah, so not surprising.
Really wanted to guess.
Marsh, I figured you saw it.
I did. I saw it.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
You can't do that to our guy Anthony.
Yeah.
Come on, man. You know how much he feels.
I feel everything.
Thought we were messing around. I thought we always goof around.
Don't you mess about that stuff.
You know, we do,
but we don't play with
jab.
others' emotions.
No.
Okay?
It is Rule 9.
Especially not Anthony's.
Rule 9.
Thank you, Carey.
I know.
Didn't appreciate that.
No, I'm looking out for you.
Oh,
I think it's
thank
okay.
You, Jamie.
Yeah, it's fine. Right?
You're in touch with your emotions. There's nothing wrong with that.
No, you got to feel everything.
You sure
You
do.
should.
Yeah.
Everything. As often
Sometimes
as
it's
you
good
can.
to feel things you like and don't like. That way you know you don't like them, Carey.
No, I don't know. If I don't like it, I don't need to feel it.
That's not necessarily true.
No, that's true.
You don't like it until you felt it sometimes. And then once you feel it,
I can
you go,
watch someone else
I
feel
can
it
live with
and
that.
see how bad it is and know I don't need to feel that.
But you don't until you've lived it.
I see there are different people in this world. Some people, which you are one that needs to go through the fire to understand that that's bad. And I can watch
Sometimes
people go
fire
through the
doesn't
fire.
burn, Carey.
Those are firemen. They got suits on.
Rubber suit.
Huge distinction.
Works well.
So ESPN.com gives the Cardinals a grade of an A minus. Says St. Louis has been better than expected with some compelling things. Jordan Walker might finally be having that breakout season after being a non-factor the past 2 seasons. Rookie J.J. Weatherholt is living up to his prospect hype and looks like a future star. And Ivan Herrera is turning into an on-base savant between all the walks and hit by pitches. Now, if I just stopped there, you'd feel real good about the situation. I'm sure you'd agree with it all.
A minus. That's why they got it, Anthony.
Are the Cardinals legit contenders?
Yes.
They posed that question, and I thought, here we go. They're going to tell us all the reasons that they're a legit contender. Instead, they write they're coming off a hot week. But their pitchers are last in strikeout rate, and it's almost impossible to make the playoffs doing that. And I thought to myself, well, they're not surely they're not going to provide any stats or figures to back up that statement, those stupid bags from ESPN.com. Instead, they said last year, the bottom 9 teams in pitcher strikeout rate all missed the playoffs. So while the A- felt great, guys, it was yet another reminder that if you can't strike out people from your starting rotation, you're probably going to miss the playoffs.
Now, Anthony, they said the bottom 9 teams. Just where exactly would the Cardinals fit in that bottom 9?
Oh, and strikeout rate?
Yeah.
Well, let's see, Carey. I'm sure they're not 9.
I mean, the bottom 9.
The bottom 9. Yeah, let's see here.
30 through 23.
Now, do you want to do all pitchers? Do you want to do starting pitchers?
Let's do all pitchers. Just the entire pitching staff.
Okay, strikeout rate. The old K through 9. Let's see here. I'm sure the Cardinals, while not number 1, I'm sure they're not numbered. Nope, they're 30th. Yep. Okay. 30th in
How many
strikeout rate.
Anthony, how many teams are there though in Major League Baseball?
Yeah, that'd be 30.
Oh.
Yep,
So 30 or 30.
Yeah.
Only up from here, Anthony.
Sure.
That's the attitude, Carey.
I read something the other day.
Imagine how good that A- can turn into an A+. All they got to do is work harder.
Up from here, man.
Yep.
Yeah, I'm looking at this, and there's 6.92 strikeout per 9. Pales in comparison to even the Diamondbacks, who are number 29 at 7.53. That's tough. That's a tough one. Yeah. Now, if you're thinking to yourself, well, how do you get out of that top 9, right, Marsh? They're the bottom 9.
Well, I actually wasn't thinking that at all.
Cubs are 20th.
How do we go about this with being in the bottom 9? I
don't know.
Good defense, Anthony. We just talked about it.
Well, sure. But again, if I could read that last statement, last year the bottom 9 teams in pitcher strikeout rate all missed playoffs.
What year was that?
What was their offense?
Last year.
What did their offense look like?
What would their offense look
Sometimes
like?
you can.
Yeah, these numbers don't
through your
always speak
troubles.
to the whole picture. It's worse for starting pitching, Anthony.
It can't be worse. It's their 30th.
Well, the number. They still 30th, but the number is worse. Yeah,
6.31, huh? That's not great. Even the Rockies are better at 6.84. Yeah.
We've been complaining about the wrong thing, Anthony. We've been talking about this bullpen. They're actually better. The bullpen is 7.75.
Well, from strikeout percentage, sure.
Well, yeah.
What's going on here? Thought we were all hyped up on the Cardinals.
Anthony brought this topic to the table and forced us to talk about it.
Listen, I talked about the A-. I was all fired up. Okay, I didn't do this. ESPN.com did it.
Oh, so I think the Cardinals actually did it.
Cardinals did it, but ESPN.com, they pointed it out, and I read it. And it's one of those deals that if you're, in the foxhole with your brothers, and I saw it, that means you guys got to see it now. Okay?
Well,
we all experience it. I don't know what to tell you.
Need some better pitching?
One of my best friends in the whole wide world, him and I used to work, first job we ever had, worked at a pharmacy, Marsh.
Oh, I thought it was Circuit City.
No, that was much later in life. That was out of college.
Oh. I thought that was
radio biz can be tough to get into, Jamie.
I thought it was when you were repoing cars.
That again was after college. I had several jobs after college. Okay,
He's just trying to figure some things out.
you got to pay the bills. No, this was in high school. Okay, we had a job.
What was your job?
We worked for a pharmacy
that
they provided.
Did they
What
have
were you
guys
doing?
test medications?
What were you doing?
Because that explains a lot. That explains a lot.
No.
Sit here for 30 days. Let's see how
We'll
this.
pay you $100 to take these pills for 30 days.
Listen, this pharmacy provided vitamins to kids that were on the spectrum.
Oh, okay.
So it's kind of a balance, hey, let's try to balance out their vitamins and things like that. It's a great pharmacy, okay?
You started worrying me when
they
you
still
talk
in
about
business?
pharmacies providing pills
I don't know.
to people.
No.
It sounds like a different type of pharmacist.
It was a legit pharmacy.
Street
Almost like
pharmacist
that
is
opioid crisis
Yeah, the
we
street
had,
pharmacist is kind of where I was.
No.
I thought that's where you were heading, taking us down that path.
Listen, it's not the point. The point
Did the
is,
transaction go through the cash register, or did the pharmacist want cash for what you delivered?
he's in the back alley.
Cash only.
Cash only.
Okay.
Hey.
Yeah.
Bottom line is, okay? We had a rule. One of us looked at the clock.
Or for cops.
The other one had to look at the clock too. All right?
Yeah.
Because when you're young, you don't, you put in an 8-hour day.
Ready to clock
Summer,
out.
you're ready to get out. Sometimes you look at the clock a little too early. Next thing you know, you realize that you've only been there 15 minutes.
Oh my gosh.
That's
That's a real, yeah.
Sounds like you.
But if the other person also looked and realized he was only 15 minutes in, you felt a brotherhood. So,
Or did you
my
want to
point
make
in
sure they
this,
felt as much pain as you did at that time?
either way, however you want to look at it, either way, I saw this and I had to bring it to the attention. We all had a look. Okay?
I don't even know.
I appreciate that.
You're welcome, Carey.
But I've learned more about your past than I knew to begin with. No wonder you've lived in so many different cities. You've had to move around. that pharmacy work is it's a little dangerous.
No wonder he hasn't lost any hair yet. He's still on that developmental medicine they gave.
He's been all over
I didn't
the place.
take the medicine.
He was selling it, Jamie. He was selling it to kids.
Vitamins. Okay?
That's what they told
vitamins.
him. Sell these vitamins to these kids over here.
These
Wait
kids
a
here
minute.
don't know any better.
Vitamins were like folic acid, And
You don't know.
vitamin,
you have no idea what
vitamin
you were
B.
selling. You have no idea what you were
I
selling.
wasn't selling it.
He was selling vitamins. Air quotes.
I wasn't selling it.
Where were you living at? Can you
Why
tell
are
us
your
this
vitamins in
I
information
was
now?
living at my parents' house. I was young.
In San Jose, Chicago, Atlanta,
Chicago.
New York. Okay.
This is why you traveled so much.
I'm telling you, you had to move around when you're
Did you ever
selling those.
have luggage? Nope, just carry it. Oh, okay.
What's in that carry-on?
Why are you traveling so light, sir?
fake
Says you're
ID.
going for a week.
Got closed there.
Planned to. I was Reacher. I just Well, and a toothbrush.
Toothbrush.
Kept moving.
Now he's reaching. That's a reach. Right there.
Reacher was on the up and up.
Yeah.
You, sir.
What?
Peddling pills.
I was not peddling pills.
What you doing? Selling hopes and dreams, weren't you?
Let's just get to Dylan. Dylan, what's up, man?
What's up? Oh, not much.
We appreciate you playing for
Dylan, you need any
Bet the Board.
pharmaceuticals at all? We got Anthony on the line.
Stop. Hey, Dylan, don't listen to them. Would you like to Would you like to draft Marsh, Carey, or me? Jamie is off the board for Bet the Board.
Let's go with you, Anthony.
All right. Thanks, Dylan. I appreciate the vote of confidence, man.
Yeah, don't let me down.
No, I won't. I won't.
Pressure now.
Here's the thing, Dylan. If I do, you know what? I'll just move on. But just know that I'll be hurting for you. All right?
Awesome. Appreciate it, man.
Okay. Thanks, Dylan. See you, buddy.
See ya.
All right. Jeff took Jamie. Dylan took me. And Marsh and Carey will be drafted at some point in the final hour of the show. All right, good stuff as always there, Marsh. Nice job.
What did I do?
Biggest question of the day is next on 101 ESPN. Hey, you got to get out to Auto Centers Nissan out in Herculaneum. If you're searching for a new car, they've got a tremendous selection. They've got over 1,000 new vehicles, and new and used, all in their lot, all out in Herculaneum. When you go online, go to AutoCentersNissan.com, peruse what they have. You'll find your ride there. Find the different price point. Maybe it's a different make, different model, depending on if it's a pre-owned vehicle. But when you head out to the dealership in Herculaneum, you'll find that exact same vehicle there to test drive. It's not a bait and switch thing. Some dealerships say, well, you know what? It's not on our lot now. It's on a different lot, but we'll get it for you. And you don't know if you're actually getting the car that you found online. That's not the case at Auto Centers Nissan. They also give you a 30-day return promise. So if you're not completely satisfied with your brand new Nissan, bring it back within those 30 days. They'll give you a full refund and set you up with something else that you love. They also have a tremendous service department where, routine maintenance stuff, if you do run into issues at some point over the course of, having the vehicle, rest assured that their maintenance department is outstanding. Sales department, fun as well. You're going to love the experience. I got great deals, tremendous selection, and great people. It's Auto Centers Nissan. Tell them Stalter sent you.
Fastlane's biggest question of the day. Presented by Banner Construction, the experts in James Hardy siding.
502, your time check is brought to you by Clarkson Jewelers, an officially licensed Rolex jeweler. Before we get to the biggest question of the day, we got Brian on the line for our third selection for Bet the Board for the month of May. What's up, Brian?
How's it going, guys? Doing great.
Doing great ourselves, man. Appreciate you. Thank you for being a part of the show. And you have your choice of Carey or Marsh for Bet the Board.
I'm going to go with Carey. Hopefully he goes back-to-back.
Carey Davis.
I appreciate it, and I look forward to working with you. We got some things to make happen here. These guys know.
Sounds great to me.
Let's do it.
All right, Brian. Good luck to you.
Have a great night, guys.
You too. Thank you. All right, so Jeff with the first overall selection in May took Jamie. Dylan with the second selection took me and told me, and I quote, "Don't mess this up." Brian then selected Carey, and the last person for Bet the Board will be paired up with our guy Andrew Marsh. So we'll get to that in a little bit. Jamie, you had the biggest question of the day today.
Yeah, I found it. A lot of people have been talking about it, and I have found it to be an interesting thought, at least, is will Chaim Bloom stay the course? Like, the Cardinals, at least for us in this room, have exceeded what I thought they would be. So, as of right now, this is like a playoff team. Mm-hmm. Whatever the underlying numbers and the pitching and all the things that say they're not, right now, as it stands, the Cardinals are a playoff team. If they continue to produce the way they are, continue to win, will Chaim Bloom stay the course? And I'm not the only one who thought about this. Ken Rosenthal also had some thoughts on this. So here's Ken Rosenthal on foul territory, just talking loosely already about the Cards' deadline plans if they're a contender.
Now, you might ask, okay, what happens here if the Cardinals are in position at the deadline to maybe contend? Do they go forward? Do they make the same mistake the Red Sox did under Bloom and sort of abandon the plan, or at least shift the plan? I would expect if they're in it, they're going to be reactive to that, and they'll make moves, modest moves perhaps, but they're not going to disrupt what they've done. If there's one lesson Bloom learned, it's to stay the course. He's going to stay the course. They're going to commit and stay committed to their young talent. It's simply a case of knowing who you are as an organization, knowing where you are, and knowing how you want to go forward.
So that sounds great. That's what he said before, and he's been saying it. But there is a certain amount of pressure here in St. Louis. This fan base right now, they're feeling it. They're liking what they're seeing. They're enjoying Cardinal baseball. They like the winning. We've heard how many people respond. It's not about the style, but it's the winning. Right, and that's what's going on right now. So if that's the case, Chaim Bloom being new to this position in this city, they're right there at the deadline. What do? Are you staying the course? Will the fan base pressure get to you at all? Will the DeWitts get to you at all? Because they're like, hey, playoff revenue could be nice for this team. Yeah. You know, like, so late season call-ups too. Does Jimmy Crooks, does he get called up? Does Baez get called up no matter what because that's part of the development program? Or, let's put that on pause because we're going to go get a rental or a veteran or somebody we think can help us, or even in the pitching, for that matter. Does a young guy get, booted, so to say, for another proven guy to come in? Yeah. So I don't know. What do you guys think about this? Because I think the pressure, as the season goes on, the pressure will mount for Chaim Bloom if they stay in a competitive slot.
I think you don't do anything different than what you already have planned. And the reason being, because if you're good enough to make it to the playoffs with the roster that you have now, then you should not make any dramatic shifts that are going to change or alter the plan that you have in place. You're ahead of schedule is essentially what you're saying. Oh, crap, these guys are actually playing really well, much better than I thought. Imagine what it's going to look like in year 2 of this regimen, or year 3 or year 4. And so for me, if you alter it and you start trading away pieces because, I got to win right now. You're actually, going against the process that you have placed for yourself and knowing that you got these young players. It's all, in my opinion, the way that it's timing up is for your core lineup guys to be at that prime age and then your young pitching to all kind of ascend at the same time. And so for me, I don't think that there will be anything, and I don't think there would be anything to get them off of this timeline and drastically change the direction or the path that they're going.
But what if that trade is trading Lars Nootbaar to acquire stuff? So what if it's not messing with your youth, the young guys, the prospects?
Oh, do it.
What if it's Lars Nootbaar and you say, because we've gone the majority of the season without Lars.
You haven't played with him already, so yeah.
And they say, okay, move Lars Nootbaar for some pitching of some kind. I'm just wondering, because we've had so many bad years, I know, we talk about that in Cardinals land. So many bad years of baseball here, which hasn't been that bad.
Three too many.
Three too many. But the appetite here in Cardinal Nation is to be a playoff team again. And imagine if we can do it with a bunch of young guys. And to your point, Carey, so imagine what next year and the year after and the year after. So, I don't know. Anthony?
I don't think he alters the plan. If he can acquire pieces without sacrificing any sort of the future, then I think he would do that. I think he would entertain it. I also still think that he trades somebody like Dustin May, who
But does he trade them if they're right there?
I think he does. If he gets,
it gets harder
because of what you get back.
It certainly does. It depends on what he gets back. If it's not going to move the needle that much, he doesn't fall. It's not the package he doesn't fall in love with, then maybe he decides to keep him. I do not think he adds, though. I do not see him severely altering the plan because, and it's an interesting question, Jamie, don't get me wrong, but I just don't see him altering the plan because it might be ahead of schedule.
So I personally don't think they should alter the plan at all. I personally believe in what they have started so far under Chaim Bloom. However, the pressure of professional sports, in particular being in Cardinal Nation, of being a team that if you're right there, like the fans want, they always say, well, the DeWitts, they got to go for it. Mo didn't go for it. Okay, well, we saw what Mo's version of going for it was. It didn't work.
Yeah.
So let's go for it now under Chaim Bloom. Is it altering the lineup? Is it not? But also passing up the chance to trade a Lars Nootbaar. You pass that up just because we're going to stay the course. You pass up trading Dustin May because he's fine for now and we're right in the playoffs. Like, do you miss opportunities by not doing things as well? Because, again, the pressure of making the playoffs, especially in this division where they're playing really well right now.
If somebody gives you something decent for, decent is relative, right? But if somebody gives you something decent for Lars Nootbaar, you pack the bags, you pack his bags yourself. Like, you just see ya. You're on borrowed time at all times with Lars Nootbaar.
I was going to say with Dustin May, if you're in the middle of a playoff hunt and you're right there, what if he's like, I don't want to go. I want to stay here. I want to re-sign this contract. I want to be here for a number of years. And, I mean, from everything I've heard is the reason he chose here because he felt like they kept the pitching staff healthy and they felt like this was the best opportunity for him to come and kind of prove himself. If he's in a situation where he says, you know what, I want to come back here even if you all trade me, so let's not even go through that portion of it.
So we'll see you back here next year.
No, Anthony, you got to, no, I don't know.
No? Okay.
I wonder if just bringing players up could be like making a trade at the deadline where you're not getting. No, it's kind of
you're adding guys proven talent at that point. So that's the development side, right?
100%. I'm thinking of the Toronto Blue Jays last year. Trey Savage. What if you bring somebody up and he becomes your Trey Savage?
Well, if we know that that's going to happen, yes.
Obviously, you don't know. You don't know, but I think that is something that, could.
Who could be that guy for the Cardinals right now? Like, I'm just wondering what they have currently down there that could be that guy that is that. Because I'm all for it, Marshy.
Yeah.
Because let's say you do trade Dustin May, because you're like, well, we're getting some assets, but you think you have the next Trey Savage coming up, and you make that move. I just don't know if they think they have that guy yet.
I have no idea. I mean, this team could be terrible the rest of the season, and we have no idea, right? We have no clue. So I can't believe we're having this conversation. If you had told me, hey, we're going to have Cardinals, should they be buyers at the deadline in May? I mean, like, what?
Right, that
This is less about a deadline conversation and more about Heim Bloom if he stays the course.
Yeah, I think he will. I think he will. Just let the team, let these guys figure it out.
Let the kids play.
You talked about your team in Ottawa. Now, that team was a juggernaut. I don't know if the Cardinals are a juggernaut, but you guys added at the deadline, and it didn't work out for you.
No, it went terrible. It went terrible. It was not good. Should have left it alone, man.
All right, it's Fast Lane on 101 ESPN. Cardinals, Brewers get going tonight. We'll have our entrance survey next in the Fast Lane on 101 ESPN.
It never fails when I'm dealing with Urban Chestnut. We had another great event. We talked about it earlier today on the show over there at the grand reopening of Truck Norris out there in Ellisville. And we were out there giving away Zwickle Light. And a lot of people have not tried Zwickle Light yet. Some people aren't even beer drinkers. And they asked me flat out, I go, well, what does it taste like? I said, it's a light beer, but it actually tastes like beer. It doesn't taste like water. And then the moment it hits their lips, Anthony, they can't get enough. They want to talk about it. They want to buy some more. They want to get some more of that Zwickle Light, as they should. It is a crisp, clean, refreshing light beer with the beer flavor. Only 95 calories. Only 3.7 carbs, and they've got cans and bottles, and they've got the original Zwickle as well. It tastes fantastic, and they've got the new Squirrel Works that's out there, the Hazy IPA. I am hearing nothing but great things about that as well, and that's all thanks to our friends at Urban Chestnut, which is a local brewery here in St. Louis. So let's please support local with our friends at Urban Chestnut. For more information, visit urbanchestnut.com, and remember to keep it light and keep it local.
It's a Fast Lane on 101 ESPN. Before we get to our Cardinals Brewers entrance survey, we've got Mike on the line. And Mike's got the last selection for Bet the Board. We may have an issue, though. First of all, Mike, how are you?
Hey, I'm good.
Okay.
It's not an issue. I'm glad to be teamed up with Marsh.
Okay,
I just wanted to say that I was kind of hoping to team up with Carey because most of my relatives that live in the St. Louis Metro East area are huge Pittsburgh fans.
Nice.
So I just thought it would have been a fun thing.
You have a family full of great people, and tell them I said continue to root on our Pittsburgh Steelers. We love it.
Okay. I will.
Better than
That's a great organization, Carey.
All right.
You better believe it.
Thanks again, guys.
Mike, thank you.
Thanks, Mike.
Good luck with Marsh.
All right.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
All right, Mike.
All right,
See you,
take
Mike.
care.
Sorry about that, Mike.
Take care.
Yeah, our apologies to Mike. Mike was excited, wanted Carey, bleeds black and golds, and now he's going to get purple and gold.
Yeah.
Have we ever orchestrated a Bet the Board trade?
I was just thinking about that.
Oh, yeah.
So Brian is the one that took Carey.
Would Brian be willing to trade Carey?
No, but what does he get? What does Brian
An
get?
ESPN price pack.
Well, you win that in. You win that.
But now you're not guaranteed.
Signed jersey.
What if you get another opportunity to play if you lose?
Probably worth more than that.
Oh, that would be worth it, I would say.
Another what?
Another opportunity to play. I don't know.
This is price pack because then he's guaranteed it. He's not guaranteed if he just,
I mean, if he's with Carey, he's guaranteed. You know what I mean?
Wow.
Just because it says on the box, it could be a guaranteed piece of.
Next thing you know. Anyways, all right. Let's do our entrance survey. Cardinals versus Brewers. So we always do this ahead of each series. By the way, Marsh, I think you'd be proud of me. When we did the entrance survey last Friday, I was the only one that said the Cardinals were going to win 2 of 3.
What?
Yep, against the Dodgers. The only one. I don't think you guys were saying sweep, but I know you guys were thinking it.
Said 2 or 3. We all said 2 or 3.
I said Cardinals 2 or 3.
You said Dodgers 2
I said 2 or 3.
And you know
We
it.
all said 2 or 3.
Yeah.
I don't know who to believe here.
Check the audio.
Yeah, check the audio.
Okay.
Bring it up.
Guarantee I said 2 or 3.
Guaranteed.
Okay. All right.
There's that word.
Here's your pitching matchups. It'll be Kyle Leahy versus Patrick tonight, Chad Patrick.
Patrick H?
Tomorrow night, it'll be Andre Palante versus Brandon Sprout. And then on Wednesday, it'll be Matthew Liberatore versus The Miz. Jacob Mizorowski.
Oof.
Yeah. That's the pitching matchup I'm looking forward to.
That'd be fun.
Because you want to see Miz?
That Miz can deal.
He's an awkward dude, man, but man, can he pitch.
He's got a little attitude to him, too. I respect it.
I don't hate it. I wish he was wearing the birds on the bat, that's for sure.
Yeah, that would be nice.
Are we taking on The Miz? I'm on MLB.com, May 6th. TBD. Maybe we don't have to face him. The Cardinals have missed out on some elite pitching.
Why are you guys always good?
I don't know. I got ESPN up. Probably because I go to ESPN and he goes to MajorLeagueBaseball.com. So, I don't know. Maybe we will, maybe we won't. But if we do see that pitching matchup, that's the one I'm most interested in. What says you peeps?
I'm interested, first and foremost, at that one. But secondarily, I'd say Leahy. Again, I've got to see what this guy's got. I'm rooting for him. I want him to pitch well. I just don't know. So that one interests me.
Okay.
I'm going with Leahy as well. He's had a rough go about it his last few starts. Pittsburgh gave up 9 hits. Miami gave up 8. 4 runs, 3 runs, 3 runs, 4 runs, 3 runs in the game against Houston. And he's only giving you 5. So, I want to see what Kyle Leahy. We've talked about him a lot in terms of is he or should he continue to be the 5th starter right now? Yes, because I don't think you have anything that is ready to come take that place. But he was really good in the bullpen. So there's a lot of I think, questions as to if and when he'll be back in the bullpen. But the way you can kind of silence, not even kind of, the way you silence those questions is by going out there and limiting, the hits that you allow.
Mm-hmm.
Now, you can't give up 9 hits. You're gonna get run out of the game. So, pitch better, perform better, and some of those questions will be silenced.
All right, which starting pitcher do you have under the microscope heading into this series?
Same one.
Yeah, I'd have to say the same for me.
I mean, do me a favor. Put a hat with the bullpen names in it, and we can all just pull one
I
out.
don't even think about that anymore because I don't think any of those guys would be here very long.
No.
That's what I think we should do.
Oh, okay.
I think all three pitchers have their own sort of question marks that you could pinpoint and discuss. Like Liberatore, can he go do it again?
Mm-hmm.
Leahy, kind of know what he is, but can he strike out 7 again? That's a question for me. Andre Palante, he's actually been pretty fine this year. When is that going to stop happening?
Yeah.
I think there's different questions for each pitcher throughout the entire rotation. Maybe not McGreevy. McGreevy's been pretty solid.
Yeah, he's been highly effective and efficient. All right. What changes, if any, would you make to the lineup? It's been one where it's like, it really doesn't.
I did like the idea yesterday of batting Jordan Walker third with Burley behind him. He went 0 for 4. But I kind of like that idea. But I'm a if it ain't broke, don't fix it kind of guy. And it ain't broke. You facing the righty, you facing whatever. Yeah. Do what you've been doing.
Yep, I agree. All right, and finally, go ahead, Marsh. Sorry, my bad. My bad, kid.
This is going to sound crazy. I think I kind of want to see Jose Fermin play a little more.
Okay.
Where?
In left field.
You don't mean that.
No.
Not one bit. I can tell that you're being sarcastic right now.
I'm not, actually.
What? Over Nathan Church?
No, Nathan Church is playing center field.
Oh, you're done with Victor Scott.
I'm not done with Victor Scott.
You become done with certain players each series, and usually it's been Ramon Urias. Like you've been done with him since like April 1st or so.
I've been pretty consistent with
him. But now you're done with Victor Scott.
Not done with him.
They don't want the kid to play. It sounds like you're done with him.
I don't really. The Cardinals didn't want him to play last game either. So
he needed a day off his feet.
He's had a few days off of his feet lately.
We all need days off our feet.
He should have been in the batting cage.
How you know he wasn't?
I don't know.
Yeah,
said he should have been. That's all.
Again, it is a crazy thing because one, his sounder is the shortest in the lineup game. And I was complaining about Jose Fermin when you wanted him to start in left field opening day.
I didn't want him to start. I said he would make the roster
and start opening day.
Okay.
I don't know. That home run he hit in Houston, I was like, whoa.
You're jacked up right now.
Maybe it did something.
I'm all jacked up off of Mountain Dew.
Yeah, you are. All right.
Maybe some of those pills Anthony was selling.
I never sold the pills.
You just held the people down is what we learned now.
It was different. It was different.
Story only gets better.
I don't
This
get
is
it.
a hell of a story.
You know, I'm a kid. I'm trying, Marsh. I'm trying to earn some money.
An honest living
for college, right? Maybe buy a book or two. I won't be able to read it, but I'd buy it. And these guys are they're hating on me.
No,
I just learned something new every day.
Guys, that's all.
Can I say something? Because when we talked about the teachers in school a couple of weeks ago, I said, I didn't like homework. I think those college textbooks are more expensive than maybe they should be.
Oh, there's no question about that. And if anybody disagrees with that, they need to get punched in the face.
Are there still college textbooks, or is it all just online now?
Well, I don't know. I've been in college.
It's been a minute.
I don't know.
Second.
Been a while.
Yeah, it's been a
When
minute.
my daughter was there, it was like a mix. So I don't know. I would imagine they're transitioning away from the books.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Information gets outdated pretty quickly. Yeah.
Cards take 2 of 3, Anthony.
Oh, wow.
CD.
Same.
Yeah, let's go, baby.
All right, Cardinals sweep.
Oh.
It's Fastlane on 101 ESPN. Beat the streak, bet the board next.
101 ESPN Sports Center.
I'm Andrew March. It's time for a Sports Center update brought to you by Universal Windows Direct. We just did our Cardinals and Brewers entrance survey. Kyle Leahy on the mound tonight for the Cardinals. 6:45 first pitch. The Cardinals tied in second in the NL Central, 2 games back of first place behind the Chicago Cubs. Tonight on 101 ESPN, we'll have Game 1 between the Knicks and the 76ers. Pregame starts at 6:30. Tip-off is at 7. If you missed anything from today's show, make sure you go to 101ESPN.com or check out the free Dobbs Tire and Auto Center's 101 ESPN mobile app. Just head to the podcast page. You'll find all of our shows there, and it's all brought to you by the Schaefer Door Company. This Sports Center update is brought to you by Universal Windows Direct. You'll be saying, I love my windows.
I want to hit baseballs.
All of my successes depend on me.
You're ready to hit.
The hits just keep on coming.
And his first big league hit is a bullet up the middle.
All right, it's Fast Lane on 101 ESPN. Carey Davis, Andrew Marsh, Jamie Rivers. I'm Anthony Stalter. We welcome Trevor back for Beat the Streak. What's up, Trevor?
Not much. Just enjoying the weather.
Yeah, absolutely. All right, Trevor, hang tight. We're going to get the latest streaks going.
All right, Trevor's got a streak of 3. Carey and Jamie also have a streak of 3. And Anthony, you and I are back to 0.
Who failed us?
Shohei Ohtani failed me.
That makes sense.
JJ Weatherholt failed you.
Jeez. Okay. All right. Trevor, go ahead.
I'm going to take Alec Burleson.
All right. AB off the board.
Give me Jordan Walker.
Jordan Walker now off the board.
Give me Ivan Herrera.
Ivan Herrera has been selected. Ivan Herrera, Marsh, off the board. Who would you like?
I'm going to go with Terang of the Milwaukee Brewers.
Bryce Terang
Correct.
off the board. I will take William Contreras. William Contreras. All right, there you go. That is Beat the Streak. Trevor, keep it rolling, man. Hopefully we'll talk to you tomorrow.
All right. See you guys tomorrow.
Take care. All right, there we go. From Beat the Streak to Bet the Board. Okay, I think Carey's the only one that picked up a point over the weekend, right?
No.
Jamie was the only one that picked up the point. Nice job, Jamie.
Thank you, sir.
That's why Jeff took you with the number 1 overall pick.
Boy, Jeff.
Because you dominate faces.
Flyers and the Hurricanes tonight. Carolina Hurricanes, one of the highest scoring teams in the National Hockey League. I don't think the over at 5.5 is going to hold.
No?
Give me the over tonight. It's at plus 114. I think they got it wrong. Give me that over.
All right, sounds good.
Give me Jordan Walker, 1.5 hits, runs, RBI. Minus 132.
Okay. I will take. We'll go with the Tampa Bay Rays first 5 at minus 140. Tampa Bay Rays first 5, minus 140.
Well, guys, I've been terrible in Bet the Board as of recent. I'm going to go with Kyle Leahy. Hits allowed at over 5.5.
Wow, Marsh.
The old reverse jinx?
Yes.
Okay. Okay. Well, good luck to you. Tonight, we've got Knicks and 76ers game 1. Pregame at 6:30. Tip-off at 7.
Are you guys shocked that Boston is not in the second round?
Nope.
Go ahead, Carey. Tell them what you missed it
Bruins?
on Friday.
Okay.
Yeah, the Bruins had a tough go.
Well, not them.
Celtics, too.
Carey?
Yeah, I mean.
As you pointed out.
Joel Embiid came back, was balling, and not having Jason Tatum, him dealing with that injury. And I think they wanted to make sure that it didn't whatever issue he's dealing with did not get worse. They did not ruin, the following season by playing him. It was a few times just watching him play. It looked like, when he's trying to run full speed, it's kind of like a bit of a gallop. It's not a full sprint type of looking run. And I think he had swelling in his knee opposite from the leg where he had Achilles surgery. And we talked about it. When you're dealing with coming back from an injury, you generally start compensating on the other side. So if you got a bad right knee, sometimes your left ankle starts to hurt or your left hip starts to hurt or your left knee, your left calf, because you've kind of compensated and put more pressure on that opposite side from where you were injured that, just trying to get around. I think that's partially what took place with Jason Tatum, and they really felt like it was not worth the risk of, one game, albeit a Game 7 in the first round, of risking his long-term health and having him miss another season.
Sure.
So, no, not surprised at all.
So it'll be the 76ers and Knicks, and it'll be the Timberwolves and Spurs. What are your thoughts on these two series?
Oh, I was going to say I was surprised that Jaylen Brown said that this was his favorite season ever, seeing as how he won a championship and was Finals MVP. But that was intriguing. But no.
He's having more fun now.
Yeah, I don't know.
I know the series felt like a job.
I don't know how winning a championship could not be more fun. Give me the Knicks.
Okay.
Did you see what they did to them Hawks that Game 6?
Well, I felt it.
Yeah. You sure did.
Yeah, that was rough. I think the Hawks should not play next year too because of that loss.
They should be relegated?
Correct.
Because of one bad playoff loss? They made it to the playoffs. There are a few teams, Anthony,
I think the Michigan Wolverines that just won the national championship should be elevated, and they should play.
I like the Pistons making that comeback.
Yeah.
I thought
take on the Cavs.
We talked about the NBA, the new tanking rules. Is there a rule that if you make it to the first round and then lose, you get a top pick?
No.
Oh, okay. It looked like they were tanking.
Well, I hope so. Because if those players were actually trying and the coaches were trying, wow. You gotta fire everybody, right? And release everybody? Trade them all?
Get rid of everybody?
Yeah. If you can lose like that, I got to move on.
Nah, they weren't trying to lose.
Jamie, back me up on this.
Yeah, I would move on too.
Would you move on
from 40?
Would you move on from your coach if you won 50 games, went to a conference final?
Yeah.
Yeah, he had to go.
Yeah.
Okay. It was time for him to go.
They're still around.
They were ready to go.
Pistons and Cavs will tip off tomorrow, Game 1, and Thunder and Lakers. Lakers got past Houston in
it was fun
in the
while
first
it lasted,
round, but
man.
this feels.
This
feels like a fait accompli
for the Lake Show. It was fun while it lasted.
I think they exhausted everything in that.
I don't disagree. I think it was, and this is Shai Gilgeous-Alexander and the Thunder are an elite basketball team. I think the two best teams are the Thunder and the Spurs. The Spurs got a challenge with the Timberwolves here, but I think those are the two best teams, and it's going to be fun watching those two, I think, in the Western Conference Final. But the Lakers, good luck, man. It might be a gentleman's sweep because I don't know that you beat them 4-0. 5-0, 4-1 doesn't sound terrible, though. Sounds about right.
Yeah, I would think so, too. All right, Thunderbirds, Bruins, Game 3 pregame, 5:50. That one is tomorrow. Puck drop at 6:05. When we return, we'll have criticisms and compliments and 3 stars of the day next on 101 ESPN. miss anything from today's show, you can always download the podcast, available at 101ESPN.com or via the Dobbs Tire and Auto Center's 101 ESPN mobile app. All the podcasts, of course, brought to you by Shave Door Company. And before we get to some criticisms, compliments, and some 3 stars, Jamie would like to wish a very happy birthday to somebody special.
Yeah, my girl, my fiance Ashley. It is her birthday today. We had a great weekend with friends and family. Tonight we're going to have a wonderful night with all the kids. We're going to do food and gifts and cake. But happy birthday, dear.
Happy birthday, Ashley.
Happy birthday.
Happy birthday. Well, happy birthday, of course. Good stuff. All right. Marshy, fire away.
Criticisms and compliments. Presented by Bet365. With Bet365 early payout, you win even if they lose. Get paid out instantly when your team goes up big, even if they blow the lead later. Bet365. Winning is everything.
All right, from the 314, love you guys. Have a great evening. Go Cardinals.
Go Cards.
We love
Birds.
you.
Let's go.
Go Cards.
Curb Stomp. Way to start the week with a banger. You guys are definitely title contenders.
Oh, thank you.
Like that.
I'd like to hear that, yeah. We got strikeout ability, though, so.
Plenty of it.
Yeah. Ks per 9.
Yep.
Way up
Swing and miss ability.
And that's it. Nobody else likes us, so
Well,
but they
that's
don't
who
hate
hates
us either.
us, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, hold on.
You don't know that.
You may have to scroll up a while, but I do distinctly remember one Carey Davis saying that he would speak for all of St. Louis.
Oh,
and
yeah.
then a flood of hate mail came in.
What?
Yeah. You want me to find that?
No, you don't have to. Just maybe if you guys remember some of the things that were said about Carey specifically. Remember the hate that came through?
In fairness, Carey brought that on himself.
I was just speaking for the city, man.
You can't do that, man. In all the years I've been doing radio, anytime
I represent,
we've said, well, speak for it. You just can't do it, man. You just can't do it. And you brought us down that path with you. And that was unappreciated.
You guys not walking down that alley with me?
No, we were. We all got pumped, you know?
You know what?
Me
we
first, of
We're
course.
together.
I was the first one to
We
get
were
it.
together.
We were.
Together, yeah, but I don't need you.
Marsh was definitely the first to perish.
one.
Yep.
You can start your own
Can't
fight.
cause my own problems.
Jamie can do that all on his own. Yeah.
The 314 says, may the 4th be with you.
Sure. Yeah.
Yeah, when did
Big
that
night.
become a thing?
You're not a big Star Wars guy?
Well,
No. Okay.
But not that I don't like it. It's just
sounds
it
like
didn't
you
become
said-
a thing
sounds
for me.
like
I could totally
were
see
not.
you wearing your Obi-Wan robe at a convention.
Nope.
No?
It's unfortunate.
Huh. I don't know.
Not a big Ben Kenobi guy, Anthony?
I'm not a big Ben Kenobi guy. No. No.
When did May the 4th be with you start? Because I don't remember that. Like
May 4th,
No.
It's been around
But
for a while.
May 4th has been around a really long time.
2018.
What I'm talking about is like it becoming a Star Wars thing. Like, because I just don't remember that being in my 20s or 30s even.
May 4th, 2018.
You guys ready for this? This is from the internet, so you can believe it.
You know it's true.
It must be true.
May the 4th be with you originated on May 4th, 1979,
That was
when
close.
Margaret Thatcher took office as UK Prime Minister. Her party placed a newspaper ad saying, "May the 4th be with you, Maggie. Congratulations." The pun on "May the Force be with you" became an official annual Star Wars Day celebration by 2011.
Okay. All right.
You were even closer.
It makes sense.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Makes more sense than before. So, all right.
Well, now you have your answer.
I mean, just wondering.
Good stuff.
Grant Francis Fan Club said it became a thing a long time ago in a galaxy far, far away.
Yeah.
Well played.
Well played.
Well played for sure.
So I'm assuming you guys aren't going to be watching
Star Wars?
any of the movies tonight.
Jamie's gonna be watching.
No.
Oh, Jamie wore his Jedi shirt today.
I might be in a robe later tonight.
Oh, okay.
That's
You never
different.
know. I mean, Ashley has asked for certain things for her birthday.
I was going to say, I mean, you got to play along, Jamie.
You know?
Gotta play along.
No attachments. That's not a thing.
Well, for Jamie, it might be.
Some nice attachments.
And we know what happens when you have one. You go to the dark side.
I think you're talking about something different than what he's thinking. In fact, I know so.
Just saying.
Marsh, you got some...
What attachments are you interested in?
Marsh, you got some 3 stars?
It's time for the Fast Lane's 3 Stars of the Day, presented by Circus Sports. No bet fees ever with the world's largest sports book. Now at your fingertips in Illinois and Missouri.
All right, our 3rd star of the day goes to Steve Simmons.
Yeah.
A heck of a question.
Everybody else making solid hires, but you piece of crap, you went with this guy. Why?
Why?
You keep reading. Go read up more. There's a lot more that's coming out on this guy, too.
Oh, no.
Woof.
Yeah. Who did you talk to? People.
I talked to people.
His agent. He's raving about him.
You know what he needs to do? He needs to tell 3 of his friends to listen to the Fast Lane.
Yeah.
Yeah, he does.
That
Yeah,
goes
you're
for
right,
all
though.
of you out there.
He called his mother, his agent, and
his best friend.
His best friend. Yeah.
All right, our 2nd star of the day goes out to the best youth hockey coach in North American history, Chief Rolling Puck, a.k.a. Jamie's dad.
That's right.
Hell of a year. Not going to lie.
60-2. I love it.
Hell of a year.
And our 1st star of the day goes out to the Prince of Vitamins, Anthony Stalter's Sports Kingdom, where they sell balls and vitamins, but mainly balls and vitamins.
Yes. Yeah, well said, Marsh. Well said on that. Yeah.
Worst part is you brought it up.
Well, there is no worst part. I enjoyed helping the people back in the day.
Is it really?
You know, it was honest work for an honest pay. Under the table.
I'm sure.
Helped a lot of, Carey, want to think that I helped a lot of people with those vitamins.
I'm sure you did.
Thank you.
People they're still talking about it to this day.
I'm sure they are. I'm sure they are.
In therapy.
They're talking about, a teenager giving us pills back in the day.
Vitamins.
Vitamin?
In pill form.
So you weren't like dishing out those Flintstone vitamins?
No, sir.
Gotcha.
No, these are stronger. Yeah, I think. I don't really know. Best part was that basically my friend and I were always asked to do like the oddball jobs too. You know, like, hey, boys, they just call us boys. Boys, we need shelves built in the storage area.
Yeah.
So can you, here's the card. Can you go down to the Home Depot there and get all the supplies you need?
I've never done this before. Yeah, you figure it out.
That's exactly what it was.
Yep.
Like, we're teenagers. We've never built shelves before.
Yeah.
But we figured it. Honestly, we learned a lot. A lot of life lessons, Carey.
Building those shelves?
Oh, yeah. Yep.
Where you can store your pills, because your vitamins.
Yes.
You got to make sure it's sturdy so the vitamins.
Keep the right ones on the top shelf.
Yep.
Far away from the kids.
Or lower shelf, or closer to the children, apparently.
Either way. Yeah. Either way. You know what, guys? I opened up to you today, and I feel like now.
I feel like you needed it.
You've just squashed it. But here's the thing. I have the Rays in the top. I have the Rays in the first 5, and they're up 3-0 in the bottom of the first. Okay?
You'll win for sure.
Look at that.
I can't wait till the Blue Jays come back and hang 5 on the Tampa Bay Rays here in the top of the 5th. I'm sure. Sure of it. All right. I think that's enough vamping. We'll be back tomorrow at 2 o'clock.
A conversation, Anthony.
That's true. We'll be back tomorrow at 2 o'clock, but we have Knicks 76ers, game 1 pregame, 6:30, tip-off at 7 o'clock. So I'll do it for us, for Andrew Marsh, for Carey Davis, for Jamie Rivers. Again, happy birthday to Jamie's fiancée, Ashley. I'm Anthony Stalter. Thanks for listening. See you.